No.
Yeah, you die.
No, it doesn't. No, you won't. It'll make your stomach explode.
Wow. Sound is when you die.
It's
Yeah.
like if you drink Pepsi and eat Pop Rocks, like you'll die.
Yeah.
It'll make your stomach blow up. I know that because I saw it in a movie.
Perfect explain. So hype for comics, dude. We're getting there, Comic Rod. No, I don't know if that name's a sexual innuendo or not, but it was just saying it kind of sounds like it should be.
Comic Rod. It's funny.
Comic
Like
Rod.
it's funny, like with the names that you see, like those porn names, like Tyrone Goodthrust.
Oh, my email. Ah!
Wait, I was kind of half paying attention then because there was something distracting me. Then I start paying attention. The first thing I hear is Tyrone Goodthrust.
Yep.
Wait,
Porn
what?
names, man.
I was like, how'd you find my other channel?
They know.
Look, we all know my other channel is Ivana Humpalot.
Yeah.
Oh no! Why do I have to watch an ad on my own Twitch channel? You'd think they'd be like, you own the channel, no ads for you.
Yeah. No.
Well, they don't do that on YouTube yet, so
Yeah, that's
No,
true.
my favorite thing on YouTube is when they recommend my videos to me.
Yeah.
You want
they do that.
you watched Comics Explained, or it's super effective. You're
love
probably going to
Comics.
like Comic Storian. I would like Comic Storian. That guy's amazing.
Man,
See,
that's-
they did that to me for ages. Then I watched one Michelle Phan makeup tutorial, just one. That's all they recommend now, just Michelle Phan all over my recommended videos. And it's like,
I got a good one for you. So me and a buddy, and I've mentioned this before, we play the YouTube Chicken. So you should totally see what they start recommending to me after YouTube Chicken.
Oh no.
what?
You'll just
YouTube
ruin
Chicken
your-
is what
no, you'll ruin
YouTube
your
Chicken,
main
because I don't think
channel.
you were here for that discussion, Faust. Is when
No.
me and a friend, we look for the weirdest video and we start with that. Then you're only allowed to go through related videos to
Yeah.
get to the next worst video.
Oh
Nice.
wow.
okay. So what are we talking like weird here? As in memes from 2006 or weird?
We're
Yeah,
talking
YouTube
like
weird.
transsexual surgeries that are posted on YouTube is normally where I called it when he finds those.
What? What's wrong with you?
I don't find them, he does. Because he knows that's where I call it. Like, I'm done. I don't want to see that thing get cut up anymore. Or I think he showed me one where it was a like 10-hour loop of like a furry party doing like the bunny hop parade. Like, I was like, oh no.
That's
But what I'm saying is, once I get to that point and he links me to those videos, and I get to these really, like, I'm done, I'm calling it. But then you should see what they recommend to me for like the next month.
oh, yeah. Oh, you're paying for that.
See, what gets me about those videos isn't that they're on YouTube, it's that someone filmed that and went, I know the best website to put this video.
Yeah.
I'll link them to you later, Faust. You can enjoy.
I need the most amount of people
I'm
to see
not
this.
clicking those links.
Probably the
Faust is
most
like, I'm not clicking anything you send to me now.
the most fucked up thing I've ever seen on YouTube was like a woman giving birth to a child. And I was like, oh
supposed
my
to see-
god, like I'm watching this right now, and this is really fucked up looking. Like
Now, if it was
Watch your
live,
mouth. It's fracked.
Or-
It's fracked.
people, it's really screwed. Why do people say like, oh my god, this is beautiful? Like this is not beautiful. Like
We-
childbirth is not a beautiful thing. Like
Oh yeah, no, that was one. I ended up at the worst one I think so far was he links me a video of a natural childbirth in a river. Like this woman went out to a river.
that's a thing. Thing we do here in America.
oh my god, she pooped on herself.
Oh, see,
Are you
because I
watching
mentioned,
it?
I think I mentioned that YouTube Chicken like 2 episodes ago or something like that. Someone's like, I tried that the other day with a group of friends and I gave up my cake fart fetish videos.
oh my god.
Oh, yeah, and Faust, if you want to see weird ones, look up cake fart sometimes.
They're like
no.
crying
No.
this baby out of this woman. Jesus, man.
Why
that-
are you watching?
that
Why are you
nurse-
watching one right now?
That nurse is pulling for all she's worth, dude. They're gonna pull that fucking baby's head off.
Okay,
man.
I think Faust
Oh,
needs to
it
start
just
doing
came
Faust
out.
reactions to this stuff. Because look at his face.
Oh my god,
Just
it just
thinking about it.
it just
Why are
like
you
it
doing
just like
what?
fell
Bro?
out. It's like
Bro.
watching dude it's oh my
This
god.
pre-show is the weirdest pre-show we've ever had.
Yes.
Why?
Not David Faust effect.
Oh my god, there's like
Stuart, you're
blood
talking about
everywhere.
vaginas. I could not have less to do with vaginas if I tried.
Yeah.
oh my god, man,
Oh,
YouTube.
wait, Rob, we're gonna start in 5, 4. Yeah, Rob, look at that disgusted face.
It's gross, man.
Did you send it to Faust?
I mean it just fell out.
They're all repeating. It just fell out.
It was like watching a cow give birth to a child. It just
But it was a person.
it was a person. It was a person that was inside of another human, and then it was coming out, and then it was just like
Wow, Faust, I might go gay with you after this one.
Oh my god.
No.
All right,
no.
and on that note, welcome to the weekly poll. I'm Benny the Comic Historian. That is Rob from Comics Explained. That is Sal from Comic Pop, and that is Faust from It's Super Effective. We're gonna go ahead and start this episode because this pre-show is just gonna get weirder and weirder and weirder. But make sure that if you want to catch the pre-show every week, because this one was a doozy, make sure you come to our Twitch channel at 6 p.m. Eastern on at twitch.tv/eligible monster. We do it every Tuesday, 6 p.m. We do our pre-show where we talk about whatever we happen to find. And sometimes it just gets out there. Today's topics are going to be the new DCU, the Secret Wars 3 episode. We're going to talk about the new Punisher casting. We're going to talk about the Infinite Crisis MOBA being canceled. And finally, we will end this by talking about Batman Arkham Knight and how I'm crazy excited about it. And that's why there's so much Batman on my channel right now. Don't know why I'm singing it. Everyone auto-tune, go!
I hate auto-tune a lot.
Also, if you guys are on PlayStation 4, because Rob loves giving out his PlayStation name, check out Marvel Explained as his PlayStation name, and we're going to be playing ESO later. Check it out. There you go, Rob. I helped you get more friends.
Thank you.
All right, guys, let's talk about the new DCU. What did you think about these new? We got, I don't know, they're not even here. I don't know where they are. But yeah, I liked everything last week. Everything, some of it was kind of like good bridging issues where it was like, oh, if you had been reading, you're good to go. Some of it I felt was really good starts. Like Superman was a great start. Batman Beyond was a great start. And then we had some new superheroes that just I wasn't into, Omega Man and Midnighter. So
Like, all the review, like, you know what's funny? And the more reviews I read about it, the more I'm like, oh, here we go. Because it was just like non-stop, like, you gotta read Midnighter. Midnighter is where it's at. New top character, Midnighter. I'm like, what is this, Wizard Magazine? And you're inflating. Who works with the guy who wrote Midnighter? Like, whose cousin is that? That said, you know, I did read Batman Beyond, which we just released an episode of Off the Rack like maybe an hour ago of, which we enjoyed. And you're right, man. Action Comics 41 really sets a good precedent. Actually, like the issue before that kind of sets the tone. Like, if you don't know that, like, Superman goes to the Fortress of Solitude and what happens there, you're kind of like, what's happening with Clark?
Wait, hold on. That came out because they kept referencing it, and I'm like, when? So I looked it up, and it's not supposed to come out for like 2 weeks.
Really? Because I remember reading it. I guess I must have read the preview.
You must have read the preview because Superman 40, which is what they reference in, or 41 is what they reference in Action
must be
41.
Yeah.
The whole time I'm sitting there like, why do you keep referencing an issue that's not out? So I looked it up to make sure, because sometimes Jason will miss an issue on my pull, and I'm like, did it come out and I missed it? No, it comes out the 23rd or something like that.
Okay. I was going to say, like, I thought when they released it, they said it was supposed to be, or when they announced it, because you guys were talking about when Superman loses his powers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, that's not supposed to be out anytime soon.
Yeah, because,
The
like...
actual issue where he loses it, but it looks like, because Action Comics used to be the early stories, right?
Yeah, it was like the Grant Morrison retcon of his origin, which was, like, too much critical
But now it's just common? It's just the common...
now it's just now.
Okay.
Well, because it was... No, that was Superman. I was thinking about, like, George Perez's run on New 52 Superman, but that was the...
We're going to get the Justice League 41, guys. Everyone stop asking us to talk about 41. We will get there.
Darkseid War!
I mean, like, I think because they're doing creativity over continuity as well, like, Action might end up going in one direction, Superman might end up doing another thing, so, like, we just kind of have to keep our... This is, like, all this was supposed to be done so we didn't have to keep our eyes on everything, but, like, we now need to read everything just to make sure, like, it doesn't branch off in like a million different directions.
Well, I mean, just to follow up with that, if you read Justice League 41, to go with their story over continuity, Hal Jordan's back, which doesn't match up at all with what's going on in Green Lantern because he's currently an outlaw. And Batman is there, which doesn't match up at all with what happened in Endgame.
And Superman is all powered up. No problems there.
See, I haven't had time. Like, I've been wanting to read, like, the start of the Darkseid War and everything, but... Like, I haven't had time. So I haven't read those at all.
Rob and I have been super busy with these new channel launches. By the way, if you are sitting here and you don't know about the new channel launches, look up on YouTube. Rob Explains. He finally does what you guys want. He explains everything. And while you're there, go ahead and look up Comic Story and TV if you want to watch me talk about TV shows and movies and give you lore and back knowledge. And my channel's better than Rob's. Anyway, and Faust's got a new vlogging channel where he does awesome skits.
Yep.
Yeah, it's called It's Not Very Effective because I literally talk about anything I want.
Genius.
This week's video was about hay fever.
So here's a question I have. So Justice League 41, I assume that the Darkseid War is going to be like a story arc.
Yeah,
That it wasn't
it'll be
just like a single issue?
It's like it's like an event, but
Okay.
they don't want to call it an event because their last event really upset people.
Yeah. Well, what I think you need to do is, when it comes to Justice League, which for the record, I love the Darkseid War, and we'll talk more about that in a second. But I think what you need to do, like this point, it seems like a lot of the books are doing continuity, but some books, like Justice League, you need to treat almost as if it were a movie that just came out.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be its own thing. Leave it alone. Yes, Hal Jordan's back. Yes, Superman's got powers. Yes, Batman's right there. Yes, it doesn't match with anything else going on, because their excuse of, oh, it's 5 years in the future really doesn't apply anymore, because now the old stories have met up with the original 5 years, and now we're like, what?
Yeah. Also, we saw solicits for an upcoming Action Comics book. No, it's Batman Superman, which features the depowered Superman from Action Comics and the Robo Batman from Batman 41, which comes out tomorrow, which everyone but me has read, because last time I checked, comics come out on Wednesday. For some reason, I'm reading 1,000 tweets that are all like, "Whoa, Batman 41 was awesome! Way to go, Snyder! He's at it again!" And I'm like, like everyone's reading Batman 41, and I'm just sitting here waiting for Wednesday. That's my Spider-Man meme.
That's all I'm waiting for Wednesday. What was there a leak somewhere?
It's like everyone has it. Like people are tweeting pictures of their copy of it, not even like a digital, like pirated version. It's literally like retailers like, here, just enjoy your Batman 41.
See, speaking of like comics coming out on Wednesday, I used to go to a comic store that was in my town. There isn't one in my town now because Diamond UK found out, because in the UK the shipment comes in Tuesday so they can stock for Wednesday. Diamond found out they were just selling them on Tuesday.
Wow, that's a big no-no.
Yeah.
No, I remember like hearing about leaks that come from the UK. And I guess that's why.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, actually, when I was in Singapore, they were offering the books a day early too. So now, I mean, now for the record, I don't know if that was just for me to ensure that I could get my show content in time, or if that was
that retailer.
Huh?
You screwed that retailer.
I didn't say the name. We're good. So I don't know if it was just for me to hook me up for the show or if that's what he does, but either way, what I'm saying is there's plenty of places around the world. A lot of comic book retailers do get their books on Tuesdays, what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So there are places around the world where stuff gets out, you know, and I've gone into Jason's store before and he's been like, here, just read this today. Just read that.
That's cool. Back when we worked in it, back when we shot in a comic book store, that never happened.
Really?
For the record, just gonna let you know, the chat is letting you know, Sal, that Batman 41 is fantastic, and you totally need to read it.
Good for them. I'll read it tomorrow, like everyone should have been doing.
It feels a little bit like a drug trade almost, like have Batman 41, Sal.
Yeah, I bet, I could probably just pull Batman 41 off the internet, but no!
Hey man, I got some Batman 41 right here, man. Like
Batman
I can sell it
41.
to you, just
I
don't
got
tell
Robo
anybody.
Batman.
I would be a little more shocked if someone was like, I got Superman 41. Yeah. Oh, you got 2 weeks early?
Yeah, that's 2 weeks. Yeah, well.
Well, it's like a little known secret that people don't realize, but all game stores get their games on Friday. Like, everyone's all like, oh, are you going to get it in time for Tuesday? They got all their games Friday night. All of them.
Wow.
I've used to work at a GameStop before, and we always got them like almost a week in advance, and they are chilling in the back, and we're counting them up every night to make sure they're still there.
That's hilarious. Just sitting there.
They are, and it's funny because like they got all kinds of like systems in place to ensure nobody plays it early. But every store gets that stuff super early to ensure they have it for like they like for all those midnight releases. They don't get like a midnight UPS.
No, yeah, they could have a 5 p.m. release or a 8 a.m. release. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Is that why Apple's always out of stock on everything? Because I've got friends that work at Apple and they're like, we don't know when we're getting a shipping in. We're sorry, but
No,
it will just
that's probably
just
because your
turn
Apple
up.
store sucks.
Amiibos,
Like,
the Amiibos, like we have no Amiibos. How come? All the employees bought them. What?
Yeah, well, that's like how that was the action figure trade in the 90s. Like when Kenner started re-releasing the new Star Wars figures for the re-releases and shit. The super chase or rare figures were all purchased by employees of the store, and those who weren't, like the store employees, would actually sell the figures out of the back of the store, like in the loading dock.
wow.
So anyway, back to topic on hand here. Darkseid War. Let's go ahead and talk about that because that's where this all went from.
Yeah,
That was
okay,
crazy.
No, go ahead, man. Like I really want to hear.
No, it
Like,
was
I want to hear
cool.
what it's
Like
about.
it's funny because we didn't pick that from off the rack. I'm like, no, we got to do 3 books, and one of them was Secret Wars 3, so we couldn't do Justice League. But I read it anyway, and guess what? It was pretty neat.
I have to say it was Oh, sorry.
Oh no! I was just gonna say like like the art was really cool, and the I still have no idea what the hell a Darkseid War is, but like I think we're gonna find out really soon.
Well, as I understood it, like Darkseid War was supposed to pick up from like I guess like Darkseid's daughter from the earlier Justice League event, like when he first shows up,
Right.
and then he's like, "I'm looking
Well,
for
it's
my daughter."
Anti-Monitor. That's what all it is. Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Is it all just Anti-Monitor?
Well, at the end was the Anti-Monitor. So she's probably going to be like, I'm standing against him. Screw you, Justice League.
Was it?
Darkseid's going to rule.
Because we want like you think it is like they want you to think that you're not sure who it is at the end of that
Well,
issue.
she broke out of the Flash's mouth. She's not friendly.
Oh yeah, yeah. She boom tubed out of the Flash's mouth.
Well, I found I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the art, but I kind of found it interesting because the way it's set out. Like I know we were talking about, oh, it could be in its own movie. Like anytime someone says the Anti-Monitor, I'm like, Crisis on Infinite Earths. Are you going to shout back to Crisis on Infinite Earths? Superboy Prime. Anyone? Superboy Prime.
They're not gonna do it. No,
But they might. They might just surprise us.
they can't. They undid Crisis on Infinite Earths.
No, it all happened now.
No, it didn't. Oh yeah, no. Because of Convergence 8, it all happened, and it didn't happen because Parallax and Superman pre-Flashpoint and Lois and their baby fought the Anti-Monitor and saved the multiverse.
See,
Yeah, it all happened now.
It all happened now.
dude. I was debating on whether or not I was gonna like finish reading Convergence. And
Yeah,
then I
it was
watched
good.
her off the rack. And then
Oh,
you guys,
yeah.
you guys were like, well, I mean, like, Convergence was such a great, big, huge pile of, like, what the hell? And so I was like, okay, not reading that.
Yeah, the
Don't care.
tie-ins are great. Like, well, okay, some of the tie-ins are super awesome, and it's clear that they like DC was like, who wants to tell another Catwoman story from before, like when she wore body paint instead of costumes? And someone's like, I guess I will. And that one's not great.
I need to read those comics more.
Like the tie-ins are cool, and because people clearly care, and the main event of Convergence could literally have been 3 issues.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no,
that
I do
was-
agree with you on that one. Yeah.
That was my main complaint. It was
I mean, it's,
literally
you know, like, even when I read the first, see, that here was a problem that I had. Like, the problem that I had with Convergence is it wasn't a story that I could jump into.
No,
I mean, like I picked it up and it's like, okay, like Earth 2, like now they're in the middle of
Earth 2, right?
Yeah, and I'm like, all right, like why is this version of Superman black? Like I didn't understand any of what was going on. I was like, okay, like we got a black Superman, but is he like, I mean, he's not like new, like these Superman, like Clark Kent Superman. It's like,
He's
no,
the
just-
Superman.
Yeah, he's Superman from a different reality, from Earth 2, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, whatever.
Yeah, but
So
they
back
also,
to this week's releases.
here's
Yeah.
the thing about, like, really quick, just a real,
Oh
like,
no, it's fine. Yeah.
I got a confirmation. Well, I mentioned in one of our Convergence discussions that I got a message from somebody who works with their comic book retailer, and the retailer was like, "Convergence is like I am dying, like I am dying from Convergence because I can't sell an effing DC book to save my life right now. Like I
Yeah.
can't wait for this event to be over." And we were like, that's one case. Who knows? But I got confirmation like he was really hurting at the end of this entire event. So clearly Convergence is arsenic for comic book retailers, for YouTube channels. So we must move away from Convergence.
Well, no, but I mean, it makes
So,
sense
guys,
though, because
don't you understand the whole purpose of Convergence here? Let me explain it to you for the next hour.
Yeah,
So
let's
you see-
talk a little more about it.
no, let's say here. I mean, you can look at like the sales tell you everything.
Hey.
Like
yeah.
look at the sales of the Convergence books in the months that they were out, and you've got like Batman and Green Lantern. They're just up there in the number 1, number 2 spot.
Yep.
You've got some Marvel stories, whatever, and then it's like down here somewhere is like Convergence number 3 or number 4 or whatever, and it's just not very good.
No.
But
Well,
I
and,
mean,
like-
I didn't really. I mean, I didn't get into it.
Yeah.
You
No.
know.
What
It-
made
it's-
me laugh was the first Convergence and the last Convergence, I think, sold the best, which means lots of people just fell off at some point
Yep.
and then went, well, I might as well get the last one just to see how it
How
ends.
did it end? And then they went,
Well, that's
Like-
the problem. I mean, Convergence is not a story for new readers. Like, I am not a consistent DC reader. I'm an on again, off again DC reader. I'll read a story based like I will read the story of Superman losing his powers. Who the hell's not going to?
Yeah.
Well, the problem with Convergence is it was a story that was created for like existing DC fans.
it's not even for them because existing
Well, no,
DC
'cause you-
fans
'cause you-
were like, you got the continuity wrong. Like, what happened to Dick Grayson's Earth 2 was not 100% portrayed correctly. And the fact, like, they had so many continuity errors in that whole issue. Like, there was an issue where that testicle Red Lantern, whose name escapes me at the moment, who died.
The testicle Red Lantern?
Yeah, the round guy.
Yeah, the round guy. Okay, that makes more sense than what I was thinking. Definitely.
He died.
Even Faust just went, "Oh, that was not who I was thinking of."
Yeah, no, not like a totally testosterone fueled Red Lantern, but like he is dead. He's in that book, and it's not like he came from a pre-whatever universe. He shows up in New 52, and Guy Gardner's a Red Lantern, but they drew him as a Green Lantern.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, I caught that too, where they're like, "We're the Red Lanterns." Like, I think in that panel they even said, "We're the Red Lanterns." And
Yes,
the artist
Guy Gardner says it. He's like, "My Red Lanterns and I'm like, "You're green."
You have a green suit on.
Wow, they were making mistakes like that?
Yeah, and they just did, and clearly it was just like everyone, like, I remember getting people who were like, "Oh, actually editorial is like really," it was Faust who said that editorial was like really hammering on these people. Clearly not.
No.
Clearly that was a bill of goods you were sold, my friend, because clearly they were like, "Just put it out."
Like, I know editorial was hammering on the writers, but I don't know how they did with the artists.
Right. Yeah.
Obviously not at all, because when a character is like has been changed to red for 2 years, or like a year or something like that, nothing but art with him as a Red Lantern is out now. He says it in the issue, in the panel, and the artist is like, whatever. Green, right? I don't know what he looks like as a Red Lantern.
My question with regards to sales and Convergence, and hopefully we'll wrap that up in a minute, but like, Convergence sold really poorly. But what if Convergence had 52 new titles and they were all holographic? Do you think they'd sell then?
No.
Like Futures End?
Because it's not 1995 anymore.
Right. Well, my question is, like, did the Futures End holographic covers sell worse than Convergence, or did like, which one was?
Just to jump in, because one of the, and to clarify something, someone's like, actually, Guy Gardner wasn't even a Red Lantern at that point. You are right and wrong. He still has the ring. But there is he didn't have the group, which is that was the big, like, because if you were following Red Lantern, he didn't have the Red Lanterns anymore.
Oh,
like,
okay. Because he says he does in the book.
Yeah, like he still controls them and stuff like that. It's pretty much pulling it like New 52 from, like, I don't know, like a year ago, and then at the same time it's pulling from a year ago and then forgetting what red looks like.
Right, and then mixing those two colors up. I do that all the time.
Oh yeah, red and green. I mean, it's very easy to get those confused.
Yeah,
that's why I drive through lights and I stop.
Yeah, that's why my car is so banged up, because I have no idea how to tell the difference.
You would actually think that for you at least, Sal, you would at least start stopping on greens and going at red.
Right.
I would assume you would have figured it out by now.
You'd think, but no.
It's confusing.
My life is written by Jeff King and Scott Liddell.
All right, so basically, I liked Convergence. No one else did. And if you do want to, did you, Faust?
I mean, I didn't like the main title, but then I liked a lot of the spin-offs.
Great to see Superman, real Superman again, doing real Superman-y things, and he gets a kid. Yay, good for him. The Titans are cool and, like, classic.
Okay, I liked some of the spin-offs, now that I think about it.
No, but for the record, I mean, if you guys want a full explanation, I do have a video on my channel. It's a great video. You should go watch it, from this great guy named The Comic Historian. But I did explain, actually, in full what Convergence is.
That Comic Historian guy is amazing.
So good.
So
thanks, guys.
cool.
Hype that up. Thank
He
you.
does dramatic reading.
But let's go ahead and go back to, we'll finish up our discussions on this week's issues, which is the Darkseid War, and it is a truth, and it is... So, because what I really want to touch on before we move over to Secret Wars 3 is, Faust, you mentioned before this, you had a very strong opinion on Midnighter. I would like to get the Faust opinion on Midnighter.
Yeah.
Okay, when I think about members of the LGBT community, people that I know, I think of them as people, then I think of them as gay. And regardless of what their interests are, I think of those interests before I think of the gay. And even then, I know they've got other interests than
besides being gay.
Yeah, that's a very good philosophy. That's very you're gay first, and then you're a person second.
Right.
Well,
no.
Other way around. You totally got it backwards.
Oh, okay.
That's what Midnighter was. It was literally like fights, dick, fights, dick, fights, sex scene. Okay, that's a surprise.
Yeah.
Dick, fights. Like, there was nothing else there. And no one talks like that.
Right.
Well, I mean, come on,
No!
Faust. Like, don't you know? Like, if you're gonna have a homosexual character in a comics, you got to have like giant purple letters that tell everybody that they're gay. Like,
Well, not only that, but like,
has
what's
to
the
be
point
obvious.
of what's the point of having him be gay if we're not going to watch him be gay? Because we can't then give USA Today a picture to post on their like digital article about how revolutionary we are by making our character gay and putting him out in the front and center without also having some kind of like soundbite or art to show you that we are in fact pushing the envelope and giving you what you're asking for.
Yeah,
because that's what we're doing, right? We're
problem
giving
with
you
the-
what you want. You want more
problem-
gay, and you people are just completely like helpless, like like your libidos are out of control.
Like, I wouldn't have minded the sex scene if there wasn't a flirt scene halfway through every page. Like, halfway through a fight, he suddenly started flirting just to remind us, in case we forgot,
Right.
that this guy that you might think is straight is actually gay.
Right.
Jesus Christ, if they wanted to go with the gay, just give me what I want and make a drag queen.
Right.
I so want to see that. Like, I really want to see. I want to see like a superhero that shows up to a fight, and like they're standing there, they're ready.
Right.
And they're dressed in drag, and like it's
And
obvious.
they could be called Shablam, and they fight by
Shablam.
voguing.
No,
I could totally see Marvel release, like Marvel could do this. I bet DC could do it too, but I could see it more in Marvel, and I don't know why. But like
Yeah.
Marvel giving you a character who, at first glance, is a new female superhero, and they punch out like one of those underdweller mole man minions, and people are like, "Woo, who are you?" And they say their character name, and then they pull off their wig, and it's this dude. He's like,
And
I just feel more comfortable doing it.
But the problem that I have with the Midnighter thing is the same issue, and it agrees with what Faust is saying here, is when they decided way back, like, I want to say like 4 years now, when New 52 started, we had the situation of the Green Lantern gay. And that was DC jumping on board because X-Men was getting the two characters married for the first time and whatever. So DC was like, we made the Green Lantern gay! And they went ahead and, like, basically, if you read the comic, it's so forcibly popped in there that he's gay, it's ridiculous. And that's what the Midnighter thing kind of reminded me of. Now, the funny thing with the Green Lantern is they did that and then they didn't mention it again. For like, once in a blue moon, he'd be like, I miss my boyfriend. And then like, it would move on. But like, eventually when we got to World's End, like the whole thing came back full circle. But it took that long. So maybe this was like the counter to that, Faust. Maybe it was like they tried to shoehorn it into the Green Lantern. It didn't work. They got rid of it for almost like 3 years before mentioning it again. So Midnighter, they're like, well, we better not let you forget this time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why it's so hard, because gay people are people. Like, okay, a lot of us
Are you, Faust? Are you a person?
No, I'm just
Benny
I'm
pushing
just-
the envelope as usual.
I'm just an ethereal spirit myself, but a lot of gay people. But a lot of
Oh
the
my
gay people
God.
are people. They
Did
are.
we just establish that Faust is a spirit? It doesn't exist.
Faust is a spirit
No, I
that
exist.
inhabits the
I'm
body
just-
of gay people.
He's a gay dead man.
Yes,
He's gay man.
a get man, if you will.
Yeah.
Wow.
We really went there.
Benny did it. It's
but
not, it's not
I don't
nobody.
understand why it's so difficult to write gay people. Just write do what you did with Batwoman, but with a penis.
Well,
And
see, here's-
make
I
her
mean,
like
it's-
other things with penises.
Here's
like,
here's the kicker. Like it's weird when you think about it, and again, I don't really understand why they do that. But if you had a scene, and this is the problem, I think that like for some reason, like maybe it's just DC in particular, Marvel, if they do have gay, which I'm not aware of Marvel, well, except for
Wiccan and Hulkling
yeah, except for those
Hulkling.
characters, it's not.
and Northstar.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not constantly thrown in your face what their homosexuality is, but a lot of that also has to do with the fact that like they're in a bunch of crappy stories that nobody reads. So, or I guess before
I
they
think that
rebooted
Wiccan
it.
and Wiccan and
Oh,
Hulkling.
no,
are-
hold on. You just told Faust that one of his favorite characters, Wiccan, is bad.
I think Wiccan
no,
and
no,
Hulkling
no,
have
I said they're in-
statistically more good stories than most of those other characters.
Okay, you know what?
yeah,
okay,
the Young
what the most-
Avengers won awards. Thank you very much.
You know what the most significant? You know what the most significant role that Hulkling's been in since he was created? He impersonated Hank Pym.
In Civil
then- in
War
Civil
number
War.
like 4 or whatever. Yeah.
and no, Civil
Not a
War.
spy.
Yeah, that was it. That was like the most important, and then that's why he got popular. That's why people were like, "Oh my God, Hulkling! Like he basically turned the tide. He's the reason why."
Nobody said that.
That's exactly
no
why.
one likes Hulkling because he infiltrated Camp Hammond. There is
All right, guys.
no
On that note, Faust, do you have anything else you want to add to this? Because this is kind of your topic.
Midnighter.
Yeah.
I will say just DC get in some men that like the penis to write Midnighter because you clearly don't know what you're doing, and editorials don't get involved with this because you're doing creativity over continuity now. So what is your job anymore, actually, editorial?
It's easy to say that, but I'm looking forward to seeing when it's actually put into practice. Not only that, but because Midnighter did so well critically, shove it.
Yeah. I don't get why it did so well critically, because even taking out my critiques of it, I still have the critiques of the writing was terrible. It was just fights.
Look, I can say right now why Midnighter did so well. The day before the issue hit the stands, it was all over Twitter and the news because I had a gay superhero.
You know what's funny? I
everyone
didn't even
fought it.
hear anything about that, and I am subscribed to several comic book news.
Oh, it was
sites.
all over the place. Like because I didn't even know who Midnighter was until Tuesday, and it was like, here's Midnighter. I'm like, is that someone coming back, or is that a new guy? And he's gay. Okay, so is that someone who's coming back, or is he a new guy?
That did not answer my question.
I don't know, man. Like when somebody says Midnighter to me, I think of like Night Thrasher. I don't even know what the hell they're talking
Night
about.
Thrasher.
I'm like that's like Night. Like he was the leader of the New Warriors. No, that's a different guy. Never mind.
All right, so moving
Night
on to the
Thrasher
next topic
died
before Rob goes on
in
a tangent.
Spider-Man Renew Your Vows, by the
See,
way.
now we're moving on with Night Thrasher. Like,
Okay,
I'm trying to get us the topic here, guys.
Can I just talk about my favorite book of the week quickly?
Oh,
yeah,
God.
Batmite.
Oh, that
Anyone?
was the best. I like
That was
Bizarro.
great, I didn't
Bizarro was great. Jimmy Olsen and Bizarro going on a road trip. Like, I think that was my top book of this week.
Batmite, after he said, hello, nurse, I was like, Animaniacs voices the whole way through.
Wacko.
What I liked about Batmite was the references to classic Batman when he was with him last, where like they're going over the cliff and he's like, bat torpedoes, bat shoot, bat rockets, bat. He's like, why don't you have any of this?
Oh, I was hoping he was going to be like, remember that time we went to Zurana? Like, Batman's like, no, we don't talk about that. The last time I was at Zurana was when I took like heroin and put on a crazy costume.
What would be the best thing if he started referencing Betty Kane, because it used to be Batmite and Betty Kane together, and Batman's just like, who the hell is Betty
Right, he
Kane?
refers to their offspring, like Batman 2 and Robin 2, which literally had the emblem and then just the Roman numeral for 2 over it. Look it up. It's a thing. Did you read comics in the 50s? Like I did.
Yeah.
All right,
Haven't
so
you caught
now that
up?
we've discovered that Sal's apparently 62,
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next topic, guys. Let's go ahead and talk about Secret Wars issue 3. I'm trying to keep us paced because we do have quite a few topics today, shockingly.
Yeah.
Why is it we either have like one big topic we're trying to stretch, or we're trying to cram in like 7?
Because it's weird how they release it, man. Like nothing happens, and all of a sudden it just like rains information.
So since this
I
is
think
more
there's an
Rob's
expression
lane
about
and
that.
Sal's lane, it says it's more Rob's lane and Sal's lane. Let's let them
When
take
it
point because we're the
rains,
DC
it
guys,
pours.
and we're gonna go to the corner and we're gonna talk about Batmite and Bizarro Faust.
Right.
While they
Rob, take
rant
it
and
away.
rave about Secret Wars issue 3.
Secret Wars,
3,
yay! Actually, when I made my video about Secret Wars number 3, I forgot to mention a very important detail because I'm like, oh hey, harken the last, look at this! Like Doctor Strange has the raft, and the heroes show up from the raft, and people are like, how did they survive 8 years? And it's like, oh yeah, about that. It wasn't actually 8 years for those characters in the raft. It was, I think, wasn't it like hours or something like that?
It was pretty. Yeah, it was a couple of hours, but like, yeah.
Well, yeah, because
it was 8 years later,
like,
but it was
literally
3
dealing
years
with it?
in stasis. I don't know.
Yeah, it was.
Well,
it was when they were inside the raft. Like less time had passed than when they were like outside of the raft.
Right.
So.
Well, and I think it was a combination of stasis and like a short amount of time because like Reed was still in tears, so he was still coping with like immediately losing Sue and all that.
Yeah, because for a minute when I was reading that, like when they're pulling Reed out and he's got the beard and he's sad, I was like, has he been crying for 3 years? Then I was like,
Well,
oh, it's gotta be.
be.
I'm like, but then you know what's funny? What gave it away for me was Spider-Man was still wearing his costume, and there's no way after like a day he would be like, okay, I'm Peter Parker. The world's over. I can not wear this anymore. Do you have any jeans?
Look, this
You
is
know how
spandex.
uncomfortable
It doesn't
this
breathe that
bunch-
well.
Yeah, it doesn't breathe. It leaves nothing to the imagination. I've been in stasis for 3 years. I literally would just be gaining weight, and it would be very noticeable.
Wow.
Look, I just need to poop, guys.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure they weren't in like some kind of like I'm pretty sure they were not in any kind of a cryostasis. Like
No, I think you're right. I think it was
Yeah.
literally just like they went through a wormhole or whatever. They went through the end of the world, and they came out the other side, and a lot of time had passed for Doom and Strange and everybody else, but for them it was like an hour or two.
Yeah.
Well, here's what blows my mind though. I don't understand. Like, okay, so they come out of the raft, and immediately they're like, "How long have we been in there?" And he's like, "Oh, I've had you for like 3 years," and they're mad at him. Like he specifically said, "I don't know. I didn't know what was in here."
No, well, no,
It's not like he knew they were all hiding out
I
there.
think
And
Strange had a good idea.
Yeah, Strange, like, because, well, kind of, sort of, but you got to keep in mind, like, Strange, Doom, and Molecule Man were on the other side of the universe.
yeah, they
While,
were nowhere
like,
near
the
them.
worlds were in it. Like, they had no, but the fact remains that you would, like, I think they were thinking, at some point, he would have had to have been like, 1, I'm Doctor Strange. 2, Doom is over here with a shit ton of power, like, let's just open this raft, because
Yeah,
unless
let's crack
there's
this
like
open.
there's Beyonders inside, I doubt there's anything that could stop us. And even then, maybe not the Beyonders, because we don't know what the heck happened with
Yeah.
them. So
I think it was also.
I mean,
Strange
for all you know, though, he didn't know about the raft. Like Strange was completely like for the rest of the Illuminati and them doing all of that stuff. He was gone at that point. He was with Doom, and they were doing that. So he didn't even know what the raft was, and that's why in that issue, I feel like because once he realized what that contraption was, because he found the one for the Ultimate Universe,
Right.
That's why he immediately went back and was like, I should probably open this.
Yeah. Oh, if Thanos is in that one, I have a feeling it's not going to be like Apocalypse. It's not going to be like worse. That'd be hilarious, though. He's like, oh my god, Thanos and like Black Swan and everybody's in there. It must be that my friends are in this one. He opens it up, it's Omega Red and like,
oh, thank you,
Apocalypse.
small comrade, for freeing me. That was
would
the worst.
be, that would be
Worse,
so
it's
amazing.
Venom, and they're just like, rah, it's even worse.
That would be
I also
hilarious.
love that moment where they go to the Thanos raft, the Cabal raft, and Strange is like, okay, you can come out now, and little Miles Morales is like, hey.
I thought that it was adorable, but it was just kind of silly at the same time, because it's like, one, okay, you're talking about characters with a stupid amount. Like, are you telling me that no one knew he was there? Like,
Well,
no one in that ship. I mean, you've got like an array of abilities. You've got.
well, remember
Thanos.
that also helps you sell the idea that like time didn't really pass like that long.
No, but I mean,
there.
even if it was only a couple
if it was only an
hours,
hour though, and he was just clinging on,
Well, for one thing,
like if a man with a hook is on the side of your car in an urban legend, for an hour you won't know he's there. After he starts like banging on the door, like let me in,
Yeah, like-
they figure it out. But
for one thing, Morales I think he can turn invisible.
yeah, I think he can actually. I think it's like
For
a
another, he's from another universe. Like only Reed would have seen him, and like Reed 1610.
okay, I don't think it really matters like what universe he's from, because he's wearing like a black and red Spider-Man costume.
As I said, if he's invisible, it doesn't matter. He has a spider sense for another, and it could be that maybe one of them does know he's there. Like maybe Reed Richards or whatever his name is, whatever they're calling him. I don't remember what he's.
Yeah, I don't remember.
You know,
which is dumb,
you
by
know
the
what
way.
would've
Why
been-
is Ultimate Reed Richards a bad guy now?
Oh, he's awesome as a bad guy.
I don't think so.
You know what
He's
would've been-
always really been a bad guy. Basically, they made him really evil, and they've been trying to redeem him. And they basically just said, "Screw that, roll with the bad guy."
Yeah, like if you were as smart as Reed Richards is, and you like had I mean, I think Hickman's point is that like if Reed has no family, he would be a monster.
You
And
know
I
what
think that was
true?
like the idea here, where you literally have that moment from 2 or from 1 where Reed watches his family vaporize, and you're like, here we go, because like I think Reed goes to the Council of Reeds, and the Reeds are like all bastards, and he's like, yeah, I think the idea was that like, you know, I like the idea that Ultimate Reed is a scumbag, and he's a really good one too. Like you believe like the best villain is the one that can almost convince you he's right.
That's true.
so
when you were
Faust
like-
is our villain. So Faust is our villain.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's
Faust?
okay.
Look at the face.
Here's a
I
question.
say stuff just to get that reaction.
Now put on one of those dumb
Oh,
helmets that he.
in that case, just
But
Take a drink.
that's all I have to say.
Here's a question that I'm dying to know the answer to. Like Susan Storm. All right, so we know that Susan Storm is basically like the companion of Doctor Doom. She's like his wife, basically,
yeah.
in this reality. So here's a question. Here's what I want to know: the way she talks in Secret Wars #3, like she has no idea about the previous universe. That's how it sounds when she talks. Like she doesn't know,
Oh yeah.
Or she's
I don't
playing
think,
the
I
long
think no one
game.
does.
or she's
I
playing
think-
along. And
What
think
is
that-
with Doctor Doom's partners and being amnesiacs? Because wasn't his last partner Wanda, and she was an amnesiac then?
Incidentally, the last time that happened, he did don all white
yeah,
and fix his face.
Is he just into that? Girls
I,
that
well, I
don't.
think he's just like when he's like, yeah. I think he has a whole color thing where he's like, when I'm mortal and I like have to scrape by, I'm green, but when I'm a god, I go white. Except when he's in Secret Wars 1984, where he just fixed his face. I like to think that every time that Doom has omnipotent power, he's just like, okay, step 1, fix face.
yeah,
Step
but
2,
he didn't fix his face.
join
though.
Tinder. Step 3.
Like his face is
Step
one,
still all
fix
screwed
face.
up and everything.
Yeah, it's
I was
busted.
more referencing like this woman is an amnesiac and she has powers.
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
Life.
I think, well, while that is an interesting parallel, I think this is more of a, like, I have Sue now. Like, Eden.
Yeah.
See, here's what I think happened. I think that he saved Susan Storm because I think that's Susan Storm from Earth 616. I
Yeah.
think it's well, I mean, I think it's also because here's a problem. Like when they were talking about Johnny Storm,
Right.
the man in the sun, like Doom was like, "You're the one that elected to put him there. Like
Yeah.
I was gonna kill him," and she's like, "Well, you know, he denied your authority. Like he denied your godhood."
I think
or
he
whatever
tried to
it is.
join it. I think he tried to create a resistance force.
Yeah, yeah, he did, and he tried to get rid of Doom, and so
Yeah.
the result was that Doom was like, "Okay, Susan, you decide what happens to him." She's like, "Just make him the sun, and he can just orbit around."
Right.
Battleworld."
Was there no sun?
That was my question. Like, was there no sun or anything before? Like, I don't
Obviously there
understand.
wasn't, or maybe it was in the original creation kind of stages. You know, like we're talking like in the first days where God Doom is still putting things together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Johnny's fighting against him. So like we're talking like first week.
Well,
he
it's a
hadn't
lovely-
made the sun yet.
It's a lovely
Unless-
Tolkienian. Oh, go ahead.
Unless it's just sort of like he's in a pre-existing sun
Right.
sort of thing, and and instead of the sun's original power source, whatever they choose that to be, he's the new power source.
No. I
Right.
mean, no. She like Susan Storm says that. She says that she talks about that. Like, she says that initially, like the idea among the people of Battleworld was that there was no sun before, and the
Yeah.
idea was that it
Which is
would
impossible,
it
of
would
course.
like block out the brightness of like, but it was some kind of allegory. But basically, she was saying there was no sun before. And
Yeah.
so when Johnny Storm got put up there, then Johnny Storm became the sun. But the fact remains, when she was talking to him, though, like what she was saying and how she was saying it makes me think she has no idea. And even like Doom or even Strange confirmed that. Like when he was talking to everybody else, he was like, nobody except for like 3 people remembers
Remember.
anything about the previous realities. Like Doom just wiped their memories and replaced them with new ones.
Yep.
And that's it. And so it's up in the air. Like that's my question about Susan Storm. Is she playing along? Does she really not know? Is it even the Susan Storm from Earth 616 or is it a different one?
Yeah.
That
I
don't
feel
know.
like it's probably 616 Susan Storm, just because, like, as much as it would be a better story if it was suddenly a different Susan Storm than the one we think it is, there's certain times where the most obvious thing is the best thing.
Yeah.
And this is definitely one of those situations.
Well, what if it's the Susan Storm from a reality where she's a mass murderer and no.
Where she's what was Evil Sue's name?
Oh,
Evil
yes.
Sue.
The evil alter ego Susan Storm. Yeah, it was.
You want to say
stupid.
binary, and I know it's not.
No.
It's
It was dumb. God, I can't. But I know
Malice?
exactly what you're talking. No.
Marilyn, no.
no Malice. I think it's Malice.
Oh, malice. I thought you said.
It's a
Alice.
word that
Yes.
means like bad.
Yeah, it was malice. It was it was a stupid gimmick they had. What, in like the 1960s or 70s or something like that?
70s
the
or
80s?
80s. Like, well,
Yeah.
they kept bringing her up every once in a while.
Yeah, it was like empowering
Okay.
Susan Storm.
Yeah,
and
but
it
whatever.
kinda-
It was-
Now we're going to the theory. We got so much to talk about today. So obviously, Secret Wars 3. I think we all loved. It was a great issue. No one has any complaints
It
about
was
it.
great. The art was awesome. His
Yeah.
his Peter Parker Spider-Man costume doesn't look good, but everything else looks great.
He looked kind of like.
It was really weird. He's proportionately weird. His eyes are wrong. It's like, all right.
His eyes.
What did you
were
guys
wrong.
think of the tie-ins this week?
The tie-ins were amazing.
Yeah.
This was a good week.
God, this was a great week. God,
Yep.
man. Okay,
So
just
okay, we're gonna leave on that.
yeah.
Great week. Moving on.
okay, just to make sure, like because I got week 2 and week 3 at the same time. So the tie-ins for this week, what was it, like Infinity Gauntlet and I know Years of
Extinction
Future
Agenda.
Past, Extinction.
Infinity
Agenda.
Gauntlet was
Years
last
Future
week, I think.
Past.
Oh, okay.
No, Infinity was last. Was
Yeah. No,
Week
Future
before
and
that.
Perfect was this week. The 2 X-Men books, Extinction and Days of
Years.
Future Past or whatever. Years of Future Past.
Yeah.
I'll
It was
admit,
Spider-Man
I-
Renew Your Vows this
Your
week.
Vows.
Oh my
Future
God.
Perfect.
Okay. Spider-Man Renew Your Vows. All right. Okay. Let's. I am.
I know.
I am not. I
haven't read it
am
yet.
never
I
a
haven't
Spider-Man
read it
fan.
yet.
Like,
Hold on. Hold on. Dallas
You
hasn't
haven't
read it.
read
You
it
can't
yet?
spoil it.
No.
He's over
I
here
haven't-
telling you no. Like, no.
Oh my God.
I haven't
Faust.
read Renew Your Vows.
All we can say
or
is-
Years of Future Past yet, and
Those
those
are
are
the
the two
two
I'm
best
most looking
tie-ins
forward
from
to.
this week.
I've heard many
Those are the
times.
two
Future
best.
Imperfect was pretty good though. Future Imperfect I like. Let's talk about that.
Future Perfect was okay.
I like the idea that it was like the whole time you're like, it's Odin. It's not.
You knew it wasn't Odin from the friggin' like from when he was said he's Odin, but you got a couple of great Greglandian moments in that book where he traced somebody and then photoshopped him into another moment. Like, man, Gregland, man, like what's the matter with you,
I'm glad I
man?
wasn't the only one who noticed that. I was like, that looks. Wait a minute. Really?
Yeah, no, I mean, like, here's the thing: there are some like Gregland. Sometimes he makes some really cool stuff, and I say that risking the chat's wrath because, like,
Man, that drinking game is so spot on.
I know because it's easy to say like, oh, Rob Liefeld can't draw feet and Greg Land traces porn actresses. Both are true, but aren't we sick of hearing it by now? And unfortunately, Greg Land keeps getting work, and as he gets work, he gets too overwhelmed and then has to draw porn actresses and makes them into superheroes who are like, yeah, but they're actually getting railed, and so it looks really weird.
They're getting railed, huh?
But the only moment that actually stood out for me where I was like, come on, man, was the last page reveal of Future Imperfect.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if we don't mind spoiling, I'll do, but I don't want to. You know.
Let's kind of hold off on the spoilage right now.
All right, let's just say that there's a character reveal.
Hosts haven't read them all.
Let's just say there's a character reveal. He clearly drew that character, and then drew the background, and then placed the character into the background, and he's just kind of hovering over it, like he's not interacting with it at all. It looks like one of those like sticker books where you take a guy and you put him here, and he's kind of on the sidewalk, but he's mostly just kind of floating over it.
Okay. Well, since
I will say you can spoil anything else. It's just those two. That
Right. No, and we.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is, if our own hosts haven't read it, there's probably a lot of viewers who haven't read all
It's
these
true.
issues. Yeah, so
Okay, I will say this: since Faust hasn't read Years of Future Past, I won't run over it. What I will say,
failed explained apparently.
what I will say is, I was a bit skeptical going in, not really sure what they were going to do, but I am on board.
Okay.
100% with
I'm
Years of Future Past. It is solid.
As a person that hasn't read it yet and stayed away from all previews, not knowing what it's about, is it just in the Days of Future Past
No.
universe?
No.
Well,
It's totally.
It is. No,
No,
it is.
everything. Okay, here's the thing. Everything is taking an idea from like. It's not just they didn't go back in time and go like it's Days of Future Past. It's a version of Days of Future Past in which Doctor Doom is God. So nothing is the thing that you want.
No, but the way Days of Future Past transpired is okay. There are key people in Days.
Hold on, Rob, because I think the biggest confusion is this. With Secret Wars in general, regardless of the previous issues or whatever, everything across the board, unlike Convergence, where it's literally lifted from that timeline.
Right.
For Secret Wars, it's Old Man Logan is a version of Old Man Logan. See, Marvel Zombies is a version of Marvel Zombies because the concept behind Secret Wars basically is let's say he reached over and grabbed what he could with Old Man Logan. He grabbed what he could from Days of Future Past and he put them into this single world.
Yeah.
So you have elements that are Days of Future Past, but it's not Days of Future Past. You have elements that are Old Man Logan. You have elements from Future Imperfect and Marvel Zombies, but they aren't the books you've been reading. The only story so far that is linked directly into it has been Old Man Logan.
Old Man Logan. Old Man Logan picks up exactly where it left off.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's the only reference to Doom is the wall. Like
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna admit, I'm kind of happy that they just didn't do Days of Future Past because that got a little bit convoluted. I'm not gonna lie.
like Years of Future
well, don't
Past
worry
is
because there's
totally
absolutely
separate.
no time travel in Years of Future Past.
No, Years of Future Past
Yes!
is totally separate. Like it has nothing to do with the Days of Future Past story. Like there's nothing from Days of Future Past that like it has like nothing from that story is in this. Like the way I viewed it.
That's how they all are. No, you're right. That's how they all are.
Yeah, no.
What
the way,
it is,
the way I
it's
viewed
the
it was
characters,
like, it was a characters, but it was like an alternate
It's the
reality.
Magneto. It's the Wolverine
where
from that
things
universe.
happen different. Like that was the way I saw it. Like I said, okay, Days of Future Past originally Xavier, Moore McTaggart, Senator Kelly die, boom, mutants, internment camps, all that kind of stuff. This is a totally separate event. like total, like things happened completely different. It led to a reality similar to the Days of Future Past. I look at it as though it's like the comparison between like Bishop reality and Days of Future Past. They're similar, but they're different. And that's how this.
Well,
feels.
no,
Like,
because the way they've described it up to this point is that it was Days of Future Past until Doom grabbed and saved what he could.
Yeah.
And then as he made him into a new universe, it's now a new version of that world. So basically, he reached out and he grabbed the Days of Future Past people. He grabbed Wolverine, he grabbed Magneto, and he grabbed a chunk of land. He threw it into Battleworld, and then he's like, now we got to make it work with Battleworld.
no, dude,
So
because there is a key figure. There is a key person from Days of that's in Years of Future Past that was not in Days of Future Past, and has been there the entire time that reality's been that way. From the time the reality became that way, when it presumably branched off from the main Marvel universe.
We don't know that though. That's the only real confusion I have with Battleworld is we don't know where these actually came from. You might be 100% right. It might be a diverging version of Days of Future Past. The way that they've described it is that he's grabbed what he could. They didn't even specify. He
Yeah.
grabbed from Marvel Zombies. He grabbed from Days. They're literally taking covers and names we know, and they're grabbing elements from those arcs, and they're basically making them exist inside of Battleworld.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you may be right, you might be wrong, because it doesn't matter, because wherever he took them from, it's now Battleworld. That's how it's been changed.
Regardless of how these stories are shaping up, so to speak, or how the stories are back, what I will say about this is I was actually kind of worried when they announced these tie-ins and they said, hey, we're going to be doing this story and that story. Like, I thought that, like, Future Imperfect, I thought Planet Hulk, I thought all those were going to be like continuations of those stories.
Yeah.
But what I will say is I love what Bendis is doing with Old Man Logan. I love that's what I loved about Old Man Logan. It was a story about Wolverine that was not Wolverine. He wasn't just running around slashing, stuff up. It was a more methodical, impatient version of Wolverine, which desperately needed to happen in Marvel Comics.
And it set him against the backsplash of the Marvel universe as a whole, as opposed to just making it like Wolverine the miniseries, where it's a Wolverine story, but like it only really centers around when any other character appears as an X-Man. It's only the X-Men. And that was cool. It was a great story, and this miniseries is going to be really cool. I'm really hoping that, as much as everyone's talking about like what Wolverine is going to show up in the new Marvel, in the new MU, I'm sure they're going to call it that.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're calling it all new, all different Marvel or something.
Yeah,
That's
that's horrible.
Just to specify, just to kind of show you what I'm talking about with the names and what you said, because I agree. I thought it was going to be Old Man Logan, Planet Hulk.
Yep.
Because this is where Years of Future Past could be any of them. Old Man Logan picks up from the Old Man Logan we know. We've established that. It literally says last time with Old Man Logan. Planet Hulk has nothing to do with that universe.
Nothing.
Nope. Not even
Dude,
close.
I as soon as I got that book, I got the variant cover. I was like, yes, we get Planet Hulk. Like Greg Pak, all that stuff. I cracked it open, and I'm like,
What is this?
Why is
Speaking-
Captain America with a T-Rex fighting in a gladiatorial pit. That's
I
awesome.
was like, wow. I was like, I mean, this
but-
is cool. but-
Speaking of other titles, really quickly, can I just say A-Force is my second favorite
Actually, I
title
like that
from
too.
Marvel.
The art was
A-Force
great. The
was
writing was solid. The characters are cool. It was great.
Which
Yeah.
okay.
Just to keep us moving here real quick, because we're way over freaking time on this topic, and we have to talk about all new Marvel. We have to talk about Punisher. We have a lot of stuff to go on about. I think we can all agree in general, for the most part, going into Secret Wars, all of the tie-ins are great because none of them relate to anything you needed to know.
Yes,
They basically are. That is what we love about it. Convergence. The
And-
problem I had was I always didn't know where it was coming from.
And the really cool thing here, and this is why I think Marvel was so smart, like Old Man Logan, just to touch on Old Man Logan again, it wasn't like a 20-year series of events with Wolverine. Like, you can go and buy Old Man Logan and read it over the course of an hour and immediately pick up with Secret Wars, the Secret Wars event, and know what's going on. Like that I think is the cool thing. That is
Great.
the real.
So if we
story.
have to compare Convergence to Secret Wars, I think I'm the DC guy, and I'm on board with Secret Wars more than I was with Convergence because Convergence starts up with new stories. Regardless of if Years of Future Past is the old timeline or a diverged timeline, it doesn't matter. Because it's just in a similar universe moving forward with it a part of Battleworld.
And that I think was the great part about the way it was written. It was interesting enough that you knew what it was, but it was different enough that you wanted to see what happened. And
regardless
that's why I
of
really dug it.
And regardless of it being newcomer friendly or not, it's better written than Convergence. Just end of. That's what I'm like. It feels like there was a lot more respect for the writing put into Secret Wars as opposed to Convergence, which literally just felt like, oh, we're moving offices, let's pull this out of our asshole.
Oh yeah, no question.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, I mean, because we can talk all day about what we loved, but I think the fact is I can't think of a single a Secret Wars tie-in so far that I sat there and was like, this is garbage. I'm never reading.
Yeah.
No. Even the ones that I wasn't a fan of, I was like, it's okay. I like that.
I didn't. Okay, there
Yeah.
were some I didn't read. Like I didn't read Where Monsters Dwell.
Oh, I loved that.
Oh, we read
I
it.
didn't- was
Yeah,
it
That
good?
was great.
Really?
Yeah. Think,
it was
think
very
Indiana
Garth
Jones.
Ennis.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, then
I
I'll
loved
have
it.
to check it out then, because
Garth Ennis wrote it. It's very Garth Ennis,
Okay.
which means the main character's an asshole.
Yeah, oh yeah, dude, okay, because this isn't really a spoiler. The way it
It's a
opens,
preview,
just
yeah.
to give you a feel of the character, it opens up with this tribal girl who's in a tribe or whatever. She's pregnant, and she's talking to the dude. She's like, "You can't leave. If you leave, my father will not accept my pregnancy, and he'll throw me into exile, and I won't be able to. Like, you have to step forward for making me pregnant." And he's like, "Don't worry about it. I'm going to go to your father right now, and I'm going to go admit that I did this, and I'm going to ask for your hand in marriage, and we're going to make a life together." And it literally then cuts to her sitting in the thing, talking to like the baby in her belly, just sitting there. She's like, "It's gonna be great. Your father's gonna take care of us." And the scene shows the window, and in the background of the window, you just see the main character walk back there, go to a plane, start it up, and leave.
wow,
And that's
messed
the
up.
whole tone for the book.
Well, okay. If that was really the only series that I was like, that looks goofy. But if that's solid, well, then I guess I'll be reading all the time.
It's also very like no Doom, no Secret Wars. It's literally just Garth Ennis' Indiana Jones. Now, that doesn't mean that it's the Indiana Jones you like and remember. It's just Garth Ennis' Indiana Jones, which means he's like,
no, it's great. It is.
Yeah.
I mean, and the only one I was iffy on was Shang-Chi, and after finally sitting down and reading through it, I'm like, this isn't bad. It's not for me, but I
it
can
was
see.
really boring.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And like one final point, I know because I know we need to move on. What I like is the actual Marvel titles, like Unbeatable Squirrel Girl and stuff like that, are not suffering because of Secret Wars. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all part
They're
of
not, they're not
days.
getting like cut off early, and they don't have to shoehorn into a 40th issue. They're like, oh, if they're gonna keep going, they'll keep going. Like Miss Marvel is still going.
Yeah.
Everything's ending good. Like
Yes, that's what
and
I told
Unbeatable
people.
Squirrel Girl is so good still, and everyone should be reading it now.
That's what I told people. People were asking me during the live stream, during the Comics Coffee, they were like, should I still be reading the titles? And I said yes, because what Marvel's doing is once everything ends, like once like all new, all different Marvel Universe starts, like you're going to have Last Days, which is like all these titles that are ending. And then you're going to have like, you know, War Zones and then Battle World. And that's...
War Zones and Journal and
Yeah.
Last Days, yeah.
Yeah. And then
Even then, like, aren't some of the titles just continuing anyway?
Some of them don't have an end issue number. Like Old Man Logan has an end issue number, but I guarantee you, if Old Man Logan sells like gangbusters, they will take that number.
well, actually, that's what we're going to talk about next. Because we'll go ahead and do this. But I do want to take a moment before we go into this next topic, because we've been on just last week's releases like crazy. We have so much to talk about today. Rob, you're going to have a long one for your channel, I think.
Yeah, this is going to be nuts.
All right, guys, we're going to take a 60-second commercial break real fast because I got to grab a drink of water because I'm dying over here. And while we're doing that, if you guys can do us a favor, just go follow The Weekly Poll on Twitter at The Weekly Poll. And if you got some time, go to our Facebook, The Weekly Poll, and go to our website. We are on all of this stuff, and we are trying to build up that community because we did very badly at promoting all of that community. So go check it out, please. So we're going to hit 60 seconds real fast. Everyone go grab a drink, and we'll be right back. And if you've got ad blocker, you're just going to see some empty chairs. All right, commercial live. Go
Okay.
for 60 seconds.
Cool.
Oh, man. I don't need to go anywhere. If you guys are still here and you guys have ad block on, or you guys don't have ad block on, what's up? What's happening? What's going on in your world? I don't know if you guys can hear me or if I'm just talking to myself. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking to myself. I'm talking to people. I'm talking to people who don't have ad block on. Or who do have
I
ad block
figured
on.
one of
rather.
us to say, hey, Rob, what's going on?
What's going on? People like
I wasn't going to do the ad, but I figured that since I think we're already back from the commercial, but I wasn't
Are
going to
we
do
really?
the ad. And I figure you could go ahead and kind of. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's still going. I don't know. Either way, I figured that since you could just cut this commercial break out of here when you're doing your end.
Yeah.
But because we seem to be going so long, I'm like, I need to get water. Like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that makes
this is
sense.
going to be a long one.
I got a big jug of water sitting next to me right here.
That's like what I bring to the gym.
Yeah, man. Dude, I can't wait. Dude, I cannot wait to go to Texas at the end of the month. Like, I'm really excited for that.
Okay, 10 seconds ago, so we just came back.
Okay.
If you didn't see an ad, you get ad blocker, guys. That's what I said. You're looking at empty chairs. That's
Ad
going on.
blocker's not cool. You guys should get rid of ad blocker.
But I did the ad. It says last commercial 20 seconds ago.
He didn't do the ad. The ad did not go on. It's because
It
you
tells
ad
me
block.
it played. So if you didn't watch it, then you just don't support us. That's just it.
Okay, so Drake said he has a setup for, I guess, for a meetup in Texas.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be because we're gonna land on Tuesday. We're gonna go to Six Flags in Arlington, Texas. I'll pull the date up so we can announce it here, I guess.
Yep.
The official date is the 23rd. Rob and I will be hanging out in Arlington, Texas, at Six Flags. If you guys are around Arlington, Texas, and Rob, you should probably put this portion into the post show, like when you
yeah.
do your edits. But if you're gonna be around Arlington, Texas, on the 23rd of June, come say hi to us at Six Flags. If you can't go in, we might do a quick meetup on the outside. If you can come in, we'll all go ride the rides together, and you get to see Rob scare like a little girl because he hates roller coasters. But the following day, we're going to be at, I believe it's called Wild West Comics. Drake has arranged the meetup. We'll be there with fans. You guys can come by and say hi. If you want me to do what I did in Singapore and create a really crappy drawing, I'll do it for you. But I'm not an artist. I talk about comics. I'm that guy. But yeah, no, Rob, me, and Drake will all be at Wild West Comics on the 23rd, I believe, at noon.
Yes, and I had no idea what the time was going to be, but like I'm excited. I'm gonna bring my variant copy of Planet Hulk, like the white variant, and I'm gonna have like everybody who shows up, I'm gonna ask them to autograph it. Like that'll be fun. Yeah,
That would be cool. I should do that too. Yeah. Everyone who shows up, we just get them to sign the thing. Can I sign it?
Yeah,
I technically showed up.
Yeah, dude, you can definitely sign it.
Hey, Faust.
Hey. Speaking of going to conventions and doing meetups, I'm not doing any meetups, but I'm going to be at Japan Expo in Paris, which is Europe's biggest like anime and comic book convention. So if you're going to Japan Expo, find me amongst. It's the first week of July.
Oh, I'll go. I'll meet you there.
Really?
I'll see about it. Maybe.
I don't know if I'm gonna
It
fly all
would
the way to
actually be fun to
Japan.
shoot over there. Rob, could you picture that one? Hey, Rob, let's go to Paris.
Yeah, let's just go. Let's just go to Paris. Let's just spend like $6,000 and just go to Paris. You know,
It's only like 2.
it's money in the dresser drawer, man. All that money.
What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, speaking of con showings, while we're waiting for Sal, so we can move on to the next topic here. Guys, we are going to go to New York Comic Con. You'll find all of us there. We'll do a fan meetup there. We don't have a panel planned, but we may have a panel for Rob, me, and Sal, because Faust can't make it out to this one, for Baltimore Comic Con. We're going to be at that one. And we are possibly also going to be at Rhode Island Comic Con for the same thing. Like, I'm in talks at all 3 conventions.
Nice.
Oh, people.
And I'll
are
be at Connecticut.
Oh, people are asking, am I cosplaying for Japan Expo? I should probably say, yes, I am cosplaying. So
I really want to see pictures.
If they're looking for you, they won't find you.
Yeah, if you're looking for me, look for on the Thursday. Look for Itoki Otoya from Utano Prince Summer. On the Friday, look for Ace from Final Fantasy Type 0. And on the Saturday and Sunday, look for Rin from Free Iratobi Swim Club.
So you're telling me don't go to your convention because I won't find you anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, if you... Oh, and no, wait, and on the Sunday, look for Noise from Dramatical Murder as well. None of you play Dramatical Murder. Like
No.
you three,
I've
don't.
never even heard of it.
Oh, I've never heard of that one. All right, guys, let's...
Don't do it.
Dragon Con? Maybe we'll go to Dragon Con. I actually thought about it.
The crew's finished installing.
We're not going to play the crew right now, Rob. We should talk about our next topic.
No, I'm
Talk
saying
about a segue.
we should play the crew.
All
tonight.
new... God damn it, Rob. All new, all different Marvel. Let's go ahead and hit our next topic, guys.
Here's my thought. Here's my thought on the all new, all different Marvel universe. One, Battleworld's gone. Like,
Oh, yeah, it's
I
obvious.
think-
Right,
Although
it's
the
done.
range of
Yeah.
the battle
Yeah,
is
they're
Okay.
getting like all that stuff's going to be gone. Me personally, I think Doom's going to be gone from the picture. I think okay, whether or not the One Above All is still there, and I actually wouldn't be surprised if Hickman was like, boom, One Above All, and Doom becomes the next living tribunal, so to speak. Like that would be cool.
That'd be
But
cool.
again, the living tribunal serves no purpose if we don't have multiple realities. So there wouldn't be a need for them. What would be cool is if this is just one big reality and there are no more alternate universes after this, which I don't think that's the case. I'll talk about that here in a second. But if that's the case, it would make sense that Doom would be the cosmic entity of
Here's
this new reality.
quick thing. I have insider info that says there will be multiple universes.
Well, I mean,
Oh
it
my
makes,
god, that's such a surprise.
I know.
It makes sense that there are, because the one thing people keep forgetting are all the ultimate universes, all the universes where the Earths were destroyed,
Right.
like, by other people, and so the incursions never happened. Like, those universes weren't wiped out, and so there's universes out there that presumably still exist that just don't have an Earth in them. I mean, that was the basis behind all this.
Yeah. Well, the only one that I got a confirmation of is a particularly popular stylistic one. I don't want to give it away
Oh,
without.
come on, man! Don't name
But-
names. Just drop.
I can't name names, but
Don't
I
name
will
names.
say.
Well,
that,
okay.
Let's
For the
say
record,
that-
with the incursions, Rob, when the two Earths exploded, the whole universe collapsed. That was the
Yeah.
point
yeah,
of
yeah,
the new
but I'm
event.
saying, like,
The Earths weren't gone. Are you
Yeah.
saying the ones where they removed the Earth?
yeah,
like
where
they
they,
blew it up?
where they went to destroy the Earth, they blew up that
Yeah.
Earth, and the reality continues on. Yeah, because
Yeah,
I mean,
okay,
you
you're
got to
right
talk
about
about. There's the Earths that the Black Priest blew up. There's the Earths that the Beyonders destroyed. There's the Earths that the Illuminati destroyed. I mean,
Yeah, but we don't care about those. Earth isn't there. We're the center of the universe. So, okay. So looking at this all new, all different thing, we really don't know anything about this. There are going to be multiple universes. There's going to be other things. But I want to kind of go through this list, just to kind of mention some very key things that look odd here. Okay. First off, I don't know about you guys, but the fact that I'm looking at the first one right now. We have Iron Man center stage with two versions of Wolverine. One's X-23. She's obviously the new one, and we have what appears to be Old Man Logan.
yes.
We also in this one have Sentry being front and center.
That's
hold on.
Hyperion.
Okay, which image are you looking at?
Hyperion,
Because
sorry.
I'm not looking at the same one you are.
I'm looking at the one that has what I think is Taskmaster as the new Captain America, possibly.
No, that's Citizen V.
Citizen V.
Well, then
I don't
which
know.
one? Which one? I don't know which one you're
you
The
looking
one with
at.
the two
Like-
Wolverines. There's
Can
two
you
of
link me
there's
to
two
the
posters
article
going around
you're
right now.
looking at? Can you link me to the poster you're
Yeah,
looking
let
at?
me-
I can't
the-
because if I do, then they see the chat and it looks weird. Here. This is the page I'm on right now, so you guys are on the same page.
Cool.
Okay, so this one has, I don't know all the characters on this one. I'm not that familiar with the obscurity characters.
Well, here
I
it comes.
recognize a couple of the Inhumans in here. Like one's the guy that was the focal point of one of the recent books that they
Oh,
did.
okay.
This one also has the Daredevil in the black costume.
It has
Yeah.
like it looks like Shadowland Daredevil,
Yeah.
That's exactly what it looks like. There's Brother Voodoo.
which is too bad because Shadowland really sucked.
Hold on, we can link this in the chat, can't we?
Oh yeah, you can link that in the chat. Yeah, I just no. I'm just saying is when I link it to you guys, they see the chat because I'm sized for my full screen.
Yeah.
What I find interesting is like all these characters, some people that don't watch the movies won't necessarily recognize, but there are quite a few there that people that only watch the movies will recognize, but will get curious about like, why does Rocket Raccoon look different from the movie? And who's this Captain America with a sword? Like, I find that interesting, like that they would choose to do that.
Yeah.
Well, even the Wolverine, they put X-23 in the costume that everyone knows. Like, not
Yeah.
even a variant. Which actually, for the record, I appreciate the fact that they didn't give her like, "Hey, you're in Wolverine's costume. Let's sex it up." No, they're
No,
like, "Here's
it was
Wolverine's
nice.
costume. It covers you." Yeah.
Oh
awesome.
God! Well, my apologies, guys. It's Doctor Voodoo, not Brother. Well, I'll tell you what. You're the only one who cares.
Yes.
No one
But
else
I do like the fact that she's there, and I do like what appears to be, at least what I'm taking from this. We have Old Man Logan basically training the new Wolverine per se.
That's a
That
theory.
would be a cool thing. I mean, we got Michael J. Fox from Back to the Future. I mean, we've got some.
I don't know who that is.
That's Star Lord. It looks like.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't think that's
Star-Lord.
Star-Lord. He doesn't look like that.
It
No,
looks like Star
well,
Lord.
he looks more like Chris Pratt. You're welcome.
What a
Probably.
surprise!
We
And
also
then
have it looks like Reed Richards 1610 as Doctor Doom. I mean, whoever's in that Doctor Doom looking costume.
That's Inferno from the someone gave him the name. I couldn't remember what it was, but that's Inferno. He's one of the new Inhumans that they made a focal point for that storyline, which actually was really good, but it got canceled before.
Yeah,
it got
behind the Doctor Doom guy.
behind.
I like
No, in front of him. That was the costume. That was his actual. Like, there's no changes to the way he looked.
What? That's what the kid who looks like Doctor Doom is named.
It's not Doctor
Inferno?
Doom though. It's just like a hoodie.
Yeah.
I like how
He might not be the guy Inferno. Inferno might be the guy behind him, but that guy was in the latest Inhumans run before they decided to go reboot again.
Okay.
I like how Marvel have been like, no, mutants are going to be so important in the new universe. Then the extent of the mutant representation in this picture is X-23.
Yep.
Oh
God.
yeah, yeah. Hell,
And Wolverine.
She's not even a mutant because she's a clone, so she's
Yeah.
not even technically a mutant.
So is there a mutant there?
No.
No,
Well, I guess Wolverine technically, if you want to go something.
Wolverine's a
unless they
close to good.
unless they unmutant him.
Yeah, now he's an Inhuman. All right, so let's go to the second one, which has
Well, you missed what's
four
her name?
different Spider.
You missed the chick from the Great Society, man.
Was that the one on the top left
Yeah,
there?
that's the chick from the Great Society.
I was ignoring.
I don't know what that means.
Wait, no. Yeah, great. That's Speedball from the Great Society.
Yeah,
That
Great
was.
Society.
They literally just invented her. That was one of their Justice League ripoffs.
I was like, how could you forget her, man?
Well, I saw her and didn't recognize her, but she's new, like just invented.
Cool.
Okay, in the second one, we have 4 Spider people.
Yeah.
Spider-Gwen, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and Spider-Woman.
Yep.
We have female Thor, so there's confirmation she's not going anywhere. We have Old Man Captain America plus Falcon Captain America.
Yep.
We have another Iron Man, which I find to be weird. We have them both. Like, basically, you know what this second one is? The one that has Phil Coulson?
Mm-hmm.
This is, here's the closest thing you're going to get to the movies lineup.
That's exactly it, man. I mean,
Ant-Man's even down there.
well, I mean, obviously we knew that Comic-Con wasn't going anywhere. Like, you don't invest that much time and energy in making a character as big as her, undertaking the role like Miss Marvel, and then just gone.
No,
Like,
they're not going to.
that's not going to happen.
I mean, you could make that argument, but Green Lanterns went ahead and made a whole new Green Lantern named Simon Baz, gave him an entire arc where he's a focal point, and then just magically he disappeared off the face of the earth.
Yeah, but Comic-Con has a really big fan base too.
Yo, she
Like,
does.
yeah.
She's got
Simon
a pretty
Baz
solid
never
background.
got a fan base. No one ever
Yeah.
cared about Simon Baz.
What I find interesting is they announced that they'd cancelled Spider-Woman, and she's not been cancelled now. They undid that, and she's right there, and it's just like, it's not
In the
working,
new
Marvel.
costume. Yeah, in
It's
the new
not-
costume.
Yeah, I just want to say to Marvel, it's not working. You can change her clothes.
Well-
She's just not a strong enough character to handle her own title.
It always
No.
seems like Marvel's like, okay, look, I mean, we've got like Spider-Man, Spider-Woman's always been there. There's been different versions of her, but she's always been there. So she's like the obligatory character. Like, well, if we have Spider-Man, we have to have Spider-Woman because reasons. So
Well, they could choose one of the other 10 Spider-Women.
Yeah.
well, I mean, yeah,
Well,
you got
well, they're
Whitney
gone
on
now. We don't have all the extras.
That's true.
Well, no,
We're back
but I
to
mean,
just the one.
we've got Spider-Gwen. I don't even know who the hell the chick is. Is that Julia? Is that Jessica Drew or like Julia Carpenter?
That's
or
Jessica
something?
Drew.
That's Jessica
Spider-Woman,
Drew.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Jessica
the new
Drew.
costume, so if you don't recognize it, that's why.
Yeah, and then you got
But you know what I find to be the weirdest? Because this one's almost like literally lifted from the movies. Everyone here, other than Miles Morales and Spider-Gwen, have been in a movie. Except on the far right, we have Miss Marvel, who everyone was rumored is going to be in a movie.
Yep.
And then no one knows who the heck this other guy is. I know they finally confirmed him, but I can't remember what he is.
Female Thor hasn't even been rumored to be in a movie, so
no, but it's Jane Foster.
No, but,
Also, like-
it's also as close as we're going to get to Thor in the comics now, because it looks like Odin's son isn't around. Like they've
No,
shown.
Yeah.
let me tell you something, my friend. Let me tell you something. If this all new Marvel, like if the new female Thor takes off, because she's been selling, all right, if she stays a hot seller after this reboot of the Marvel Universe, I can guarantee you, Jane Foster, somewhere along the line in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, is going to pick up Thor's hammer.
Oh yeah.
I can
Oh, yeah.
guarantee you
Well,
that's going to happen.
that's like. It's
well,
almost like-
unless we get to 2017 and it hasn't happened, because that's when our bubble's gonna burst.
yeah.
No, I don't know. Something's gonna happen. She's gonna be drinking a cup of coffee, and she's gonna say, "Oh, hey, Thor, you forgot your hammer," and then she's
Right.
gonna pick it up and give it to him.
It's almost like they yeah it's almost like they're like they made this decision because
What?
there we
You
go
okay?
yeah Fortuna was playing it's almost like they got a memo from Natalie Portman's agent that was like, Natalie Portman does something in the next Thor movie or we're done. And they were like,
Yeah.
how about we make her Thor? Chris Hemsworth doesn't want to be Thor anymore. How about that? And they were like,
Well,
Yeah, because
this
you know who
actually
you don't
goes in line
see.
with what I was. This is what I was theorizing before. That the Marvel comics are going to now become more in line with the movies, and what this confirms, what I'm noticing is everyone who says they don't want in anymore is magically not in the new lineup anymore. Like
That's what I'm
everyone,
saying.
everyone is
Yeah.
all like, "Oh, Thor will be back after Secret Wars. Captain America will be young again after." No, I'm noticing that everyone in the movie is now missing.
yep.
And like even Hugh Jackman that's getting fired as Wolverine. Marvel don't make the X-Men movies, but Hugh Jackman isn't Wolverine anymore. Look,
Yeah.
no Wolverine, which I'm kind of happy about because it means we might finally get short hairy Wolverine in the movies. But
Man,
that's a
X-Men
whole other thing.
92, I want to see the X-Men 92 Wolverine in a movie somewhere.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. But no, I mean, like, you don't see Odin's son here anywhere. Like, he's gone.
And I find it interesting that Vision is there as well. And
Well,
Vision just
because they're
appeared
trying to
in the
make
movie.
Vision important now.
Does
They
who
just
care?
brought him in the movie.
Now, having
Look-
okay, hold on. Now, having said that about Odin's son, and I was thinking about this the other day. isn't it funny how much attention they're paying to the younger, newest recruit of the Thor Corps? Like, he's hanging out with Doctor Strange and Miles Morales, and they're opening rafts and all that kind of stuff, and so on and so forth. And he got a personal tour of Battle World, from old Thor and so on. Like, that, it makes sense to me that guy he's going to be the Odin's son, kind of, yeah. I mean, no, you've already got Thor. Like, according to Marvel, it's Thor. It's not she-Thor. It's not female Thor. It's not all-new Thor. It's
or
Thor,
Thoretta as Spider-Man.
Here's your boy, Thor.
Yeah.
Quick question. Does Vision know he's got 2 kids yet? Cool.
I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
But I'm just looking at this, and the only real, this primarily focuses on everyone that you are used to in the movies. That's what this poster focuses on. The other one focuses on, first off, we have Daredevil from the movies, but the second one with the Wolverines focuses. There's no one from a movie here, except Iron Man, who's in the exact same pose on both.
Well, and we don't even know if that's Iron Man.
That's
we know it's called Iron Man.
We don't know if it's Tony Stark. Yeah.
Yeah,
we don't even know if it's a woman that's just man's
which
suit.
wouldn't that?
Do I have to give you the birds and the bees again and explain why women are different than men, Faust?
Look, I know that a woman not in an iron case would have boobs there, but she's in an iron case. You wouldn't. Why would a woman make boobs on an iron case when it could just look flat?
Where are they gonna go, Faust? Where are they going to fit?
Not only that, but like
down. Do what drag kings do. Jesus Christ.
Not only that, but like, how will you know if she's a woman? See how we don't know?
No, see, you know what's gonna happen? Like, here's exactly what's gonna happen. There's gonna be like something's gonna happen. They're gonna say, "Oh, hey guys, here's the all new, whatever," and they're gonna be like, "I wonder who's behind the Iron Man costume," and they're gonna be like, "Well, let me show you," and they're gonna undo their thing. They're gonna take off their helmet, and flowing red hair is gonna come down, and it's gonna be Pepper Potts.
Oh,
it's gonna be Pepper Potts.
She's already in the new Superior Iron Man, isn't she? That's who it is.
Yeah, Pepper. Well, no, she's worn it and she's ran around. But this all new, all different version. I mean, we saw Pepper Potts wearing the Iron Man armor in Iron Man 3. The stage is set in terms of the film.
I don't see that happening simply because in order to shift over to it being Pepper Potts, you would have to basically say, like, Gwyneth Paltrow would have to want to do it more. And I have a feeling she's just ready to leave also. Like, if they're going to switch them out, they need to do it soon.
Hold on, Bendis confirmed. Okay, I like how you add that in the chat, Sal. You're just like, oh, hey, chat.
Well,
like, Bendis
because the chat won't stop saying it, and it's like, I get it.
Oh, Bendis said it's Tony Stark.
It's
okay, I didn't know.
Literally, it was like the first 3 people said like Tony could actually Bendis confirmed that Tony Stark is Iron Man, and then the next dozen people confirmed it. So I just wanted to let them know we get it.
I feel like when that happens, it's like one person who knows. And everybody's like, yeah, that's right. It's Tony Stark.
Well, it's like the comments on our videos, like you'll make one error that no one will notice for months.
And then they all just
notices, and then it's like a cascading of, no, I noticed that months ago. I don't know why the cover story.
I've known the whole time.
Yeah. By the way, like, I was at Special Edition New York City. I saw, yes, I know that Bendis said that. I was thinking maybe we might want to like play with that a little bit, but why not? Yeah, that's done. Okay, moving on. Tony Stark's Iron Man.
I don't know why Bendis wouldn't just say, like, why Marvel wouldn't come out and say, hey, world, hey, everybody out there, like, this is Tony Stark, because it's important that you know, because everybody loves Tony Stark in the movies, and we can get all those movie fans who are still outliers to, like, buy into the series.
Yep, and Bendis is writing it, so there you go.
I'm just happy that Kamala clearly is going to be treated as one of the like front runners of the Marvel universe, because like lots of people, as much as Kamala's got a big fan base, there are a lot of people saying, not even like, oh, a Muslim shouldn't be in that role. Lots of people saying she shouldn't be called Ms. Marvel, and every time someone says that, I'm just like, why? Give me one good reason.
Yeah,
because reasons.
They're just like,
the kicker with the Ms. Marvel argument, because I can understand that if they replaced Carol Danvers with Ms. Marvel. But the difference is Carol Danvers moved on years before Ms. Marvel came out. Like,
yeah.
Like, she became Captain Marvel with Marvel Now, and then that was literally like her big thing. It was like Captain America's like, you know who you should be, and she's like, who? And he's like, you should be Captain Marvel. She's like, oh no,
no.
But like everyone's acting like she took the title, and it's like, no, she didn't. Like that was already established.
It was spare, and she only became Ms. Marvel because she looks up to Carol and wants to emulate her and wants to like she lives for the same values as Carol. Like
Yeah.
it's not like she's doing something different. It's not like Carol was a hero that was all about saving children, and Kamala's going around saying, "I'm not going to save children. That house can be on fire."
Right.
Sorry about their luck.
Wasn't that exactly what Spider-Man does? No.
That's we're not. We won't.
Oh no, hold on. Okay, all right. So I think we've established that we knew all different Marvels. Awesome, we love it.
It's also
I'm
not really that different.
It's not that different. It looks almost the same right now.
Yep.
Yeah,
With a
it's
couple
just-
of
The
only
virtually
big-
same, totally expected, not very revolutionary Marvel.
It's basically just them confirming the survivors.
Right.
Well, no,
Marvel
that's-
minus mutants divided by exactly the same.
Well, that's the kicker here. I mean, one. Like,
I
think
also
this-
kind of feel like the
Spider
Spider people
Bendis.
weren't going to be in there until they made that deal. Like the Spider people just, they're not going to be here either. And then it's like, we got that back. Throw like 4 of them in.
Well,
All in sort of similar poses.
well, no, but I mean, okay, but
Listen,
this
we're all
event
spiders.
makes perfect sense with regards to that because one, I could tell you, I think personally this event happened for 2 reasons. One, to consolidate Marvel movie characters into the comics, and 2, because it would just drive sales, and that's
Yeah.
it. I mean, Marvel's saying like, hey guys, we're rebooting. Like when Marvel mentions reboot, like that's never happened.
They say
And
no
so-
reboot. What's it? Tom Brevoort was like, no reboot.
Okay, Tom
Yeah,
Brevoort can say what
they're
he
saying
wants
that
to.
after this is over, we're going to basically have a reboot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, depends on who you talk to. Like half of Marvel's like, no, we're rebooting. What do you guys talking about? The other half's like, it's not a reboot. It's not a reboot.
Yeah, no, at this point, it just comes down to semantics. Tom Brevoort can say it's not a reboot all he wants to, but let me tell you something. When they get rid of all their multiverses and they consolidate all their characters, and now different characters are different people playing different roles, it's called a reboot.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, let me
it's-
tell you something. When I got confirmation that there is going to be multiple universes, my theory that Old Man Logan will be back in the 616 universe, totally thrown away. Now I'm thinking they're probably just going to do a series about Old Man Logan set in that universe,
Which I would happily purchase
Unless
that
they
series
do-
as long as it runs for.
which people would like to
Wait.
read.
Unless they do remember there used to be Wolverine and Kitty Pryde, Wolverine and Jubilee. What if they did Logan or Old Man Logan and X-23?
Yeah, I would read the hell out of that. That'd be fine
Yeah.
too. I'm happy
Yeah.
either way. If we get an ongoing series of Old Man Logan where it's just like cool stuff in this war-torn wasteland Marvel universe, I'm totally fine with that. If we get Old Man Logan in this displaced world where he's like, everything's bright and colorful again, but I'm still miserable and my family's dead, like that's cool too. I'm happy with that as well.
I would like to see him in the main world. Like I know one thing that I don't remember if it was an actual confirmation or somebody said it, but from what I've heard, Spider-Gwen is supposed to be in the 616 now.
It is not.
She is supposed to be moving there from what I've been told.
It is not.
Yeah.
So
That
I
would
don't
be.
care enough about Spider-Gwen or any other Spider characters.
I
Yay,
see
Spider-Gwen!
forget who told me that because I was like, that doesn't make any sense. They've established.
No,
a
I
whole
know. It would
universe
make
there.
no sense. But we were all like, listen, we were all thinking they were going to fold everything in together. And apparently that was something that had been discussed. But
That would be interesting to see, with Peter with Mary Jane, but now Gwen's running about and can keep up with Peter as a superhero.
well, I like the idea of doing that, but with the caveat of Gwen is a teenager, so it's like
Yeah.
with
he
Miles,
can't
so.
be with her. Like he's just more of like a parental, not a parental, but like an uncle, where he's like, this is great,
Creepy
like, good
uncle.
for you.
Gwen, are you gonna be changing soon?
Yeah, except it's Marvel, so she'll never age.
No. Let's just forget I said anything to do with
You
Gwen.
can change in my bathroom. I don't have cameras
my
installed.
God,
Why would
that's-
you assume that?
That's not creepy at all.
I don't know why they gave creepy Uncle Peter Parker that voice.
Hello, little girl. I have some candy.
All right, moving on. Anyway,
Would you like some candy?
all right. So I think we've established Peter Parker's going to be creepy, and the world's we've gone over it. But so let's move on to the next topic because we are really already over our time. But I don't want to not touch on these. Punisher confirmed,
Dude.
announced.
To
Good.
me, they picked the best person besides Tom Hardy that they possibly could have had to play Punisher. Like John Bernthal he's been in so many, but one, like his intense and insane character in in The Walking Dead, like when he lost his mind, like that is a great Punisher. That is a guy that I could easily see playing the Punisher. The question is the writing going to be good enough? And I'm pretty sure it will be.
Well, it'll be in Daredevil, so yes.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
already know
so-
it pretty much is. And the idea of Punisher joining in, I think is awesome because I don't know if you've seen the Easter eggs, but like the same Penske truck, if if they just connect all of that and he enters into the fight by like Daredevil's being beaten, whatever, he's about to go down, like he's done, he's over, and a Penske truck just pulls up and outfits the Punisher.
That'd be perfect. I mean, obviously, this is really just kind of dipping their toe in the water, saying, okay, would people be receptive to the Punisher? Because I'm sure when they sat down with him and they said, hey, look, man, like you're going to be in the second season, you're probably going to be on again, off again, whatever. You may or may not have a consistent role. Maybe you'll be in there like, every other episode or 3 episodes or something like that. I think it's more, but I'm going to tell you right now, like, with the way the Daredevil season 1 was written, assuming season 2 is written the same way and it has the same dark and gritty tone, Punisher's going to take off like a madman, and people are going to be like climbing over each other.
Punisher mania,
dude. It's going to be, and here's
Castle mania.
Here's what I want.
I think it'll be. Oh,
well, here's what I want. If they're gonna do Punisher in Netflix, I want to see nothing short of Punisher Max level.
Oh yeah,
stuff.
Well, here's what I see happening. Basically, I can see Daredevil getting his butt beat, and then Punisher shows up and just blows some thug's head off.
Yep.
And then so the conflict's gonna be for the whole season probably. Punisher's gonna be the guy that takes it too far, but Daredevil's trying to consider that because the whole tone of the show is dark and gritty. There's been some of the episodes he's like throwing people off of roofs, and how is he gonna survive? Oh, it's fine. He should be okay.
I mean, but that's the cool thing is like. Daredevil was like trying to stay moral. Like, look, I know I could easily kill these guys, but I don't want to. I don't want to be that guy. And instead, he's just like, screw that. Like, let's just kill people.
I think it'll be interesting. I think it'll be interesting once all the other Netflix shows are out as well to see like what areas of the universe those expand on, because now probably those will tie into Daredevil season 2, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like we know the Iron Fist show is supposed to be a bit more pulpy and a bit more campy compared to the Daredevil show. So I'd be interested to see how characters that are introduced into that work into Daredevil, then work into Punisher in turn. Because if Daredevil's dark and gritty, Punisher, I imagine, would be somewhere along the lines of hell.
My guess is that Daredevil, like, since the showrunner who's doing Daredevil now is leaving, and they were talking about like doing and the fact that this season of Daredevil was very Frank Miller. I love the idea that they're like, let's do Daredevil eras. So like the season 2 should be Bendis era, where it's a little less dark, but like with some more humor infused in it. So Punisher can be really dark by comparison. My other theory, my other thing that I want to see is like Punisher should be in maybe like 3 episodes, or an ongoing subplot. Like every once in a while, like they find bodies and like he sees Frank and like they come to blows once in a while, but like it's a big culmination at the end of the season. But
want to see a Penske truck?
But between that, I want to see them make a Punisher Netflix original movie, 90 minutes, just a little thing that they release that comes out right after Daredevil season 2.
No, you know what would be even more interesting? I know they've said they wanted to start doing more comic booky things with the sort of TV shows. Yeah. What if they did a Punisher co-feature, just sort of like a 5 to 10 minute episode of Punisher at the end of Daredevil episodes?
That would be awesome.
I'd watch the shit out of that.
I mean, people were talking about like I remember like when they dropped this news like 45 minutes ago, they were
45 minutes ago.
They were saying that like I remember my Twitter feed blowing up being like,
that real quick, that reminds me. I don't think we've ever been this topical.
No, I know.
No, I mean we're like
you need to name this like John, whatever the hell his name is, cast as Punisher. Also, other stuff happens.
But the all new all topical weekly poll.
Yeah.
We'll never get topical, guys.
No.
Although, wait, actually, our next topic, we are crazy topical.
That's true.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah, but I was just gonna like my last point about Punisher is I think that I lost it. I don't remember.
I'm sorry.
The question was, why are they announcing Punisher for season 2, but we still don't have Danny Rand cast for the show that they actually have announced?
Hold on, people are asking you that?
Yeah, and I think
they have Danny Rand cast?
No.
Oh my God, when are we going to have Danny Rand? Because nobody cares about Danny Rand as much as they care about
And here's the thing. Nobody cares about Iron Fist, which is too bad because he's awesome.
He's awesome. This book was amazing.
Do you want to see a Daredevil season 3 or an Iron Fist season 1?
Iron Fist season 1.
Isn't Iron Fist season... Isn't Iron Fist supposed to come out sometime this year?
Yes, but he hasn't been cast yet. So
no,
here's
no.
what I'm
Iron
thinking.
Fist comes out next year with Luke Cage. Jessica Jones comes out this year.
Okay, I was a bit
The
like,
thing with Danny Rand, this is why I want this so bad, is because everyone else is street level, everyone's like on a real level, but Danny Rand has the mystical Iron Fist powers.
Yeah.
I want to see powers.
There's Iron Fist
Yeah.
stuff in Daredevil season 1.
You've got the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe full of powers.
But
Yeah,
none
yeah,
of
but
them
those
have
are only
Iron Fist.
movies. No, those are all movies. They're like
Like,
90 minutes.
Even
to
the TV
120
show
minutes.
is like
They're
barely
over.
talking about talking about. Like, we got Deathlock. He's gonna show up like one episode per season.
First of all, we got Deathlock. Second of all, he looks stupid.
Dude,
does.
okay,
Alright.
Deathlock.
Even
is,
their Inhumans suck.
Because they're Inhumans.
No, don't even give me that. Don't even give me
The
that. There are
Inhumans
Inhumans.
suck.
There are Inhumans that are amazing.
Yeah,
Alright.
well,
Yeah.
Yeah, like
They
we
should
just,
put one of them.
we just haven't seen any of
maybe
them
they
yet.
should put one of them.
My
No,
There are
they're
so
saving
many
them all
great
for the movie.
Inhumans. And
my
they're
favorite.
they're making
adaptation.
up Inhumans. That's my problem. And not only are they making up Inhumans, they're making up Inhumans, and they're like, and he can slightly manipulate electricity,
Okay.
and she can see the future, but she's got scales.
Who are like, Quake
You know-
is an Inhuman. They retconned that. She wasn't an Inhuman when they first created her. They made her an Inhuman for this show.
No, you know why they made her an Inhuman for the show? Because any of the
Because
comic,
they want to make people
because any of the
Inhumans.
comic book fans were going to sit down and then we're going to say, "Oh my God, Quake was not an Inhuman in the comics."
Was he? Wait, didn't
Well,
Quake have
she
like
was.
how like she was injected or something by
No,
her
she-
father?
she
She just like
inherited
she inherited.
powers
She
from
was
the
a
father.
she was a caterpillar like the rest of them. Like she inherited her powers from
Yeah.
Mr. Hyde and whatever.
They,
Like
they never gave an answer. They were like, "Well, she's not Inhuman, but she's not a mutant." They're like, "Well, how did she gain powers?" And Marvel's just kind of like, "Well, I mean, you know."
the same way that like Spider Gwen has, or not Spider Gwen, Mayday Parker has powers. She's not a mutant. She just got her dad's spider powers. Like, whatever. Who cares?
Mouse, what's up?
Franklin Richards is a mutant, yes, but like is like whatever.
He got his powers from the Cosmic Control Rod. That's where he got his powers from.
Faust is dying, guys. Faust is dying. We're losing Faust.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
The
I
other
would like
thing I
to
want to
see.
say here is,
What I would like to see with the Inhumans here is, I will remember it. And there we go, it's back. What I would like to see is an Inhumans show set with Medusa sort of ruling the Inhumans in their city, and we could have this weird political show with the Inhumans, seeing how they work in their own society. It will be really artsy, really crazy, and they could do whatever the hell they wanted of the Inhumans. I'm done.
oh, okay, so you just
That'd
want to see
be
like
cool.
the
The,
Inhuman
the problem with
story
the Inhumans
on
is simply
Netflix.
this. Like, I'll tell you right now what the problem is. Because there are a lot of awesome Inhumans. There are. But the ones that we're getting, they're altering around to make them less interesting. Dr. Jekyll, the Mr. Hyde situation, he's supposed to Hulk out.
Yeah.
When he finally
Yeah.
rages, he's not supposed to be like, I'm mad. Ah. No, he's supposed to
He hulked out at the end of season 2, and he looked a little bigger.
Yeah, he looked like an idiot, is what he looked like. Like,
But what I'm saying is they're making up new Inhumans and giving them slight manipulation of electricity, and they're taking like what's her name, Raz, whatever,
Raina.
Raina.
and instead of giving her full flight and tail, they're like, she's got some porcupine
No,
spots.
they're
Yeah,
doing
man,
even better than that.
no,
They're
instead of
cutting her
doing that,
throat
they-
and throwing her body in
that's what I was
it
gonna say. They're killing her off.
because she's boring and stupid and who cares?
They
Moving
killed
on
her.
from that character.
But what I'm saying is instead of even when they take what is an interesting Inhuman in the comics, they ruin them in the show because they're not willing to put the budget behind real Inhumans.
Yes.
No,
Well,
Yeah.
okay. You could literally just cast Michael Dorn as that stupid, like, foot stomping Inhuman. It doesn't cost money to create a fake earthquake effect, as proven by Quake. You just have him show up and he like but they can't do that because he's the fourth most popular Inhuman
tell you
ever,
something, man,
and
like,
he
if
has to be in
you-
the movie.
if you want to make
You know
an
what?
earthquake
They
effect, all
could
you have to
do-
do is just like shake the camera.
You just shake the camera. They do it in Star Trek all the time.
Oh, guys,
You know-
guys, check out my new powers. I got earthquake effects.
You know,
Wait,
and they could
you
do Medusa,
yours,
and
I'll do my powers here. I'm
Faust,
taking
Medusa,
Benny's
Faust, go,
fruit.
just go. Faust, just
they
go.
could do Medusa, and it doesn't cost that much to buy a bomb-ass weave.
No,
There.
her hair has to be alive. It would look like Spawn's cape in that awful movie.
Basically, what I'm saying is the fact that it's just they're not doing it properly. And what I want, the whole point that we got on the Inhuman topic is reason I want to see Iron Fist is I want to see if they have the balls to actually give him the Iron Fist.
Oh, they'll do that. No
A
question.
giant flaming hand, and he's punching through things, and
He'll get it like he will get the Iron Fist, the same in the same manner and the same amount of screen time as Liu Kang got a fireball in the first Mortal Kombat.
Oh my god! Don't even bring that up.
So they're gonna
Okay.
end the season with that.
Okay.
Yeah,
first of all,
you'll be like, whoosh, and you'll be like, whoa, and then it'll be over.
here's why they're not putting all their money into the Inhumans.
They're bored.
Because they're saving them for the movie.
Yes.
Yeah, but that doesn't. The Inhumans are like the X-Men. You can make up a crap ton of awesome Inhumans and still put the main guys into the movie, and it would still be awesome.
Yes, but it would cost
Yeah.
a lot of money.
Here's the thing.
They got money.
There's going to be an Inhumans movie.
Thank
It's
you.
the last one. It's the last one in the list. Why do you think that is?
Because they don't know if they even want to do it themselves.
Yeah, because if they don't want to put like Black Bolt on Agents of Shield, because then they have to do something with Black Bolt. It's at the end because of X-Men Apocalypse is crap. They got to do another shift. They got to do another movie Kansas City Shuffle.
Because if X-Men Apocalypse bombs, they're getting the X-Men back.
No, they're
I mean,
not.
If
No, they're
Fantastic
not.
Four bombs, they're getting
I'm
Fantastic
saying
Four
is this.
back.
We don't need Black Bolt. We don't need Medusa. We don't need Lockjaw. We don't
No,
need
we
the
don't.
Apocalypse.
We just need
Because
someone
what-
cool.
Yeah, exactly. The latest roster that they came up with for the comics
Yeah.
was like a guy that can turn on fire and a girl who is made up of like rock, and like you could easily, and those effects would not cost a crap ton.
Yeah.
wait, a guy that can turn on fire and a person that can turn into rock.
Wow, that.
Sounds-
How about two more Inhumans? One who can stretch, and another one who can turn invisible.
That's exactly what I was thinking. It's like, no,
I didn't
no, no,
say
no, no,
quite in
no,
the
no, no, no.
fantastic
original. I'm
Inhumans.
saying it would have been cheap.
Yeah.
And we won't call them the Fantastic Four. We'll just call them like the Amazing Quartet.
Yeah.
And like,
It's got to be alliterative.
The Amazing Inhuman Quartet. That way, when we make the movie, you can link them.
I was trying to think of like two words that started with the same letter, like
Yeah, the
amazing,
four.
but then my mind went to amazing orangutans.
the Amazing Association of four people who
Oh,
fight
Say
it's
together.
something
not
really
even
quick about
starting-
that amazing orangutans thing. When I went to New York Comic Con in 2009, 8, like the first New York Comic Con, I went to Joe Quesada's panel, and he was like, "What do you got for me, guys?" At the end of the panel, he was literally like, "What do you got?" And people could just throw pitches at him. And one person said Marvel Apes, and he said, "I'm doing that right now." And then a year later, that awful book, Marvel Apes, came out. I just want to point out, like, that number one, they do that Apes book thing. And number two, I was there when they made it. And it was as stupid then as it was when they came out with it.
That's silly,
Okay,
like
okay,
pitching
so-
your idea to someone that steals it. I want to get
Okay,
paid.
so here's a
Yeah.
question to everybody in the chat. If you guys can think of a name for the Inhumans version of the Fantastic Four, but can't be called the Fantastic Four, put that name in the chat. Because I'm curious to see what you guys come up with. Having said that,
Fabulous.
All right,
Four.
let's go to our last
Fabulous
topic, guys, because
Four.
we're gonna rant all day about
Yay!
these shows. Well, I think we all can agree. Punisher's gonna be great. Daredevil season 2 is gonna be amazing.
question.
We all want to see what they're gonna do with the other shows, but
Yep.
Marvel's getting iffy about the whole Iron Fist. Even Luke Cage hasn't even been cast yet. I mean,
No, he's cast.
yeah.
is he?
Yeah, he's been cast.
I hadn't heard that he was cast yet.
I don't
Yeah,
remember the
he's,
actor's
he's in
name.
Jessica Jones. He's the main character in that show.
Oh, okay. So, but either way, I mean, they're iffy on Iron Fist. I want to see what they're going to do. I'm excited to see what they're going to do. They're going to do something because they're still making the Defenders. So we are going to get Iron Fist. But Punisher is going to be amazing on Daredevil. So the last topic we wanted to really talk about today was the fact that the video game Infinite Crisis is being shut down after 4 months of being existing.
Yeah.
I
I
didn't
was
even know
never
it
going
was
to
in
play it. I
existence.
have no dog in this race.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was there, so I will sit
Can
out
I just say-
alongside Sal.
Can I just say, I played it in the closed beta and I really enjoyed it, and then I never played it again, and I never played it again because I was like, this is not going to last because it's using the exact same format as League of Legends. There is no way a DC game, no offense to DC fans out there, would beat League of Legends because League of Legends is the biggest online game at the moment.
Yep.
It's
Well,
like,
I agree with you on that. I do. Because that's like all those World of Warcraft clones. What? We're the World of Warcraft killer. By being World of Warcraft, that doesn't work that way.
yeah.
I'm
Like-
impressed because I like how League of Legends looks. It's a good looking game. So I would be intrigued to play it, but I'm not going to.
Right.
And now neither will you, ever.
you can still for the next month and a half.
Oh, it's
Yeah, the problem I have with that game is they literally had it in
said, like-
beta for like 3 years, and they've actually created some really cool versions of the characters. Like, there's some really unique stuff in there that makes me go, wow, like a version of Green Lantern based upon Arcane. you know, and a steampunk universe of Batman, Catwoman, Joker. And it has some really cool concepts, but I don't think anyone ever heard about it for the most part.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's just League of Legends. I mean, there isn't much to say on this topic. None of us fully played it, but it is getting shut down after 4 months of coming out.
And MOBAs are very oversaturated market at the moment. Like, everyone's like, you can make money off of MOBAs and they're not as much work as a full-fledged MMORPG. Let's do this, because DC Universe Online, like, no one likes to admit it, other than the people that like to admit it, but it's dying rapidly.
I thought it was done. I thought it died.
No, it's still around. It still
going.
gets content, but it's dragging them out.
When I saw the ads for Infinite Crisis, I was like, why are they... I legitimately thought, when I saw ads for Infinite Crisis, I thought DC Online had died, and this is a new try. I had no idea this was a supplemental thing.
Yeah. That
has nothing to do with it.
Well, the thing with DC Universe is it's great. I actually enjoyed it when it came out, but the problem is, like every MMO, they get dated very quickly because now the game is 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old, and the systems are old. The graphics look garbage. It's just it gets old.
Is that like cinematic though?
You need to be willing to do what World of Warcraft does and what every successful MMO does, and that is put some cash money into it and update the engine every few years. But otherwise, it will die, because what's the point in playing a 6-year-old game when there's like a 1-year-old game out there?
Yeah, like I played Marvel Heroes and I was like, man,
doesn't it feel like a poor man's Diablo?
It does. It does. It feels like a Facebook game. It feels like a game you would play on Facebook. And I was like, man, this game sucks. Like, I just didn't really dig it at all. And I tried, but it felt like a crappy ripoff between like StarCraft and Diablo. And so I was like, all right, I'm not gonna play this game anymore.
The only thing I really liked about DC Universe Online was that you could just fly around in nothing but a pair of briefs. And
really?
Yeah.
Well, you could probably do that in City of Heroes, too.
Yeah, City of Heroes is, I think, where the whole superhero thing kind of peaked out.
Yeah, then Marvel sued the crap out of them.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, does anybody know
because they gave people
why-
spider powers and claw powers.
You could make Wolverine. with like three
Didn't they lose
blades.
Because they lost that, I think. I think they lost that lawsuit. Marvel did.
No, City of Heroes, like they had to change a whole bunch of stuff. It was
well, yeah, but I think the loss was because they basically had to make it so that the player couldn't recreate superheroes, because that was what the argument was. Like they had given all the tools so that you could make Wolverine or Captain America or.
Because that was another situation where fair use law kind of saved them, but they still had to go back and edit.
Yeah.
Okay. I never really followed the whole lore behind, like, City of Heroes. Like, I never really understood what the big deal was.
My college roommates played the crap out of it.
Really?
I will admit I do own all the expansions for like DC Universe Online, and if that dies, I will be angry.
Really?
I mean, for the record, I like DC Universe Online. I don't have time for MMOs, really. The closest thing I play to an MMO at this point is Rob and I play Destiny, which I restrict myself from, and Rob is addicted horribly
Dude,
to.
I am so caught up in that game. Like I was like, you know what? Like I got burned out. Like, after a while, like I did the whole main quest and I got burned out, and I was like, you know what? Like, maybe I'll try it again when they release like the Prison of Elders. And I've just been like addicted to that game ever since.
Hold on, I'm going to tell that story in a minute, but I think we've talked long enough, and there isn't much to say about Infinite Crisis. I do feel sorry that bit of DC lore is going away, because they started a comic line. They were hoping it was going to be like Injustice, and it just didn't do that.
Dude, I don't feel sorry for him, because if it was good, it would have gotten shut down.
I think like the main issue that I have with the Infinite Crisis situation is, so everyone that bought the paid packs for the game is getting a full refund, but if you just bought skins in the game, you're not getting your money back for those skins.
Yeah.
I take issue with that. Like, they can give some people refunds, but they can't
take
give
umbrage with
everyone.
I honestly think what the problem is it's probably easy, because they're going to be giving back so many refunds. I think it's a situation of the logistics behind it. To straight up be like, here's everyone, like if you spent 20 or 50, that's easy to track, and it's just straight money going back. But when it comes to skins, it's like, did you get this one on sale? Did you buy this one for $1? And that's where it gets kind of weird, I think.
Yeah.
And I think, yeah, that's fair enough.
I think it's a logistics issue more than it is them just being mean. I think it's probably really hard for them to track the small purchases like that.
We just went offline, I think.
What?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it just went down.
Oh, hold on, I'll bring it back.
Uh-oh.
It's just a standard crash because we're still chatting. It's not.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
Here, I'll kill it and bring it right back. We'll close it out and then we'll just do the post show. I was going to tell a funny story, and then we'll just do that. We've gone longer, so the post show is not going to be very long today. So
Yeah, that's fine.
we'll talk argument another time. Simple that.
Well, I'll just go ahead and edit this in and just say, well, the chat just crashed for some reason.
We're back already. I mean, because it wasn't my computer. It was just a normal hiccup. It was,
Huh. Well.
Yeah.
It's
We should be
amazing.
back.
It's amazing how those live stream problems go away when you pay Comcast more money, huh?
That's
I
weird.
noticed. Well, and I'll tell that
weird.
story in the post show. So everyone, what we're gonna now, are we back? Is it officially up now?
It's
no, it
loading
hasn't
video.
come back up yet.
It might be Twitch because it doesn't seem to be your own internet.
We're not dropping right now, so.
Yeah. I'm reloading it right now. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Oh well.
So anyway, guys, yeah. This is
How do
a
people
long-
do this for money?
We'll start. No,
No, I mean, like, how do people go like, hey, I'm going to jump on, I'm going to play League of Legends for 12 hours?
Oh, the streamer guys?
Yeah.
Dude, I tried, like, when we first got this channel, we tried to do, like, the 6-hour streams 5 days a week, and
Yeah.
I can't do it at all. I know a buddy who does this now
It's
for 12
nuts.
hours at a time, every single day, and I'm like, how do you do that? I get distracted playing a video game for 3 hours, I get bored, and I'm like, you guys want to put something else in? Like,
But they probably think the same way about how do we film a video and then sit there and edit it to make ourselves look better for 4,
Because
5,
it's
6
awesome.
hours.
Because
Oh,
they're
yeah.
awesome at it.
we're not dropping in our end. This should be live.
Weird.
It's probably Twitch then.
Maybe we weren't playing a video game and they got pissed.
Yeah.
Hold on. Put the poll back on YouTube. No.
We're not called The Poll. That's another show you shouldn't watch.
Yeah, that's a terrible show. That show
Good thing we're not live right now.
Yeah,
Oh, here it goes.
YouTubers. YouTubers say
Oh,
the
no,
dumbest
it
things.
keeps
We're back.
flying, and then it goes down.
Oh, we're back.
Are we back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Crap.
All right, guys. So stick around. We are going to...
We came back right at the moment where I said that thing that I'm not going to repeat.
Oh,
All right,
man.
guys. Stick around. We are going to go to the post show, but we are going to close out this episode. We are way over time as usual, but no, for the record, those guys that went going down moment had nothing to do with the computer. It was something on Twitch's end, but we're back up right now. We are not going to move the live show back to YouTube. It will stay here, but the show will go to Rob's afterwards. He'll make the edits. Every time that we go down, Rob gets more work.
Yeah. That's a bad
Anyway,
Right.
guys, thanks for sticking around. Stick around afterwards for the post show. If you're watching this on Rob's channel, make sure you check us out live Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/EligibleMonster. Reason it's Eligible Monster is that is the corporation company that I own that runs all of my channels, so I have the channel.
Yep.
Anyway, guys, yes. So anyway, so thanks for joining us today. Make sure you go check out the weekly poll at the weekly poll, and you go to the Facebook weekly poll, facebook.com/weekly poll, and check out our website, theweeklypoll.net. A lot of changes coming to that soon, guys. Also, make sure you stick around because we'll be doing a lot more podcasts involving video games and talking about movies. And Faust is going to do like 4 of them talking about hair, but then he's going to do one about anime and cosplay.
Oh, and don't forget, do not forget, guys. Rob Explains and Comic Story and TV.
And it's
Oh, yes.
very effective.
We have our second channel.
We've all the 3 of us have launched new channels because, and for the record, you guys that are like, oh, don't do that, you're gonna cut it. No, we're all doing it because we have extra time and we can't put more videos out. We're already at our limits.
I don't have any extra time, so it's just the same channel. But
So you
as
got
we get
Rob
closer to
Explain-
July, we're gonna try new shows, and we're just gonna throw out a couple of new ideas that you guys are really gonna hopefully enjoy. If you like what we do, you're gonna love what we got coming up.
No,
We're
Faust was
looking.
not
Everyone
supposed
who's
to
on
be
there.
in drag
isn't
this
the
week.
End. Don't worry. We're going to stick around and chat with you guys afterwards. We're closing out the video going to Rob's channel. Anyway, real quick, that is Sal from Comic Pop. Make sure you go subscribe to his channel. A lot of new content coming out.
Thank
That
you.
is Rob from Rob Explains, his new channel where he explains weird things and comics explained. That is Faust from It's Super Effective. It's rather effective, and it's not very effective. His
It's
3
not
channels, one
very-
for gaming, one for random, and one for Faust.
It's not
And I am
very
Benny and one for Faust. And I'm Benny the Comic Historian. I bring you the Comic Historian channel, Comic Historian TV, our new channel where we talk about TV shows and stuff, and Eligible Monster where we do gaming variety. And I have a List Bomb channel. I am winning the How Many Channels You Have war.
Man, you can win that.
Here's
war.
your trophy.
Yeah. Here's your trophy. A shit ton of work.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
No thanks.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us today. If you watched this on the Rob side, make sure you come check it out on the Twitch because we are staying. We're just doing the closeout. See you guys later. Everyone do a wave. Do a wave so Rob knows the ending so you can scrub to it.